are back for another episode here of the Dark Figures podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Anybody who's listening, we love the support and all that you guys do. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for tuning in week after week. We are going to continue to try and do this every week if we can, when Robert and everybody else is not playing a fucking show.
Yeah, sorry.
I ruined it.
Friday good.
But
dude, wait, were we good?
No, we didn't make it the first.
No, it didn't even.
But it wasn't me this time.
This is not family friendly.
Yeah.
No, it's not family friendly.
Definitely not good.
But
yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thanks for the feedback and everything.
Absolutely. And
continue with that,
yeah,
please.
Keep the comments rolling. Let us know if you guys have any suggestions on who we should interview, we should talk to, all that good stuff. But today, tonight, wherever and whenever you're listening, we have some special guests here tonight with us.
Yes.
We have Mr. Tim McDonald.
We finally got Tim in the building.
We finally got him here.
Yeah.
And we have Mr. Dimitri. And how do you pronounce your last name? I don't want to fuck this up.
I just say it McCoyne.
McCoyne.
I just say they're both.
I've heard everything at this point.
They're both Mac Daddies. That's how I look at it.
Mac Daddy. So, from Cyanate.
Cyanate.
Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff to cover. We got a lot of stuff we want to ask you.
A lot.
Be
prepared.
So where are you guys originally from? Let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's start with Tim. Where are you originally from?
Sunnyvale, California.
Oh, okay,
and,
so Bay Area.
Florida.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Moved to San Jose? No. Not Florida.
No, it's not.
Oh, no? All right, man.
Northern California, and moved to San Jose until I was 13, then moved here to Reno. And ironically, where we are podcasting from, right down the street from my high school that I went to in 1980.
Oh, you went to
So
Reed
you went to
High
Reed,
then.
Yeah.
Were you so were you still in Washoe Valley? Did you move to Washoe Valley, or were you in Washoe Valley?
No, I was in Hidden Valley.
Oh, Hidden Valley. Fuck,
okay,
I always mix those up. Yeah, Hidden
Yeah, I was
Valley,
in Hidden
Washoe
Valley.
Valley.
How long have you lived here again?
Clearly not long enough.
Clearly.
Yeah, so just moved here in 1980 and kind of, got it
Been
ingrained
stuck
in the,
ever since.
Yeah. Ingrained in the Nevada way of life.
Yeah.
That was
That's right.
awfully redneck way of life back in 1980.
Yeah, but did you have did you play music before you moved here? Or? No. So you started.
Well, no. When I was a kid, I kind of tried to play drums,
Uh-huh.
and that didn't work out
Yeah.
very well. I wasn't really serious. I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
when
sure.
I say kid, I
I'm
was
sure
like,
you rocked
like
AC/DC.
5, 6 years old.
It's always the
You know.
drums.
Yeah.
It's always
the
it starts
drums.
with
Everyone
that.
starts
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess you had the same thing, Dimitri.
Yep, exactly the same thing.
Yeah. So on that note, where did you come from?
Well, I was actually born in France. Believe it or not.
Oh, look at
Ooh,
you.
wee wee.
Yeah.
Where at in France?
Paris, actually.
Oh, okay.
Right outside of Paris. Saint-Germain.
Sorry. So can you say that slower?
Saint-Germain.
Ooh, I like it. Ooh, that's sexy.
But no, I moved here to the States with my mother at 9. And my stepfather, who was kind of had a name to himself, played in a couple of bands in his days.
Yeah.
And he was a musician, so kind of like, super inspirational.
Yeah.
Just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Right.
With the drums.
Yeah.
With the drums.
So
Got your
I'm gonna
starting
guess
point.
that is Barry then, right?
Yeah, it's Barry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We'll go into that a little depth a little later.
Yeah. So musical background. Okay. I mean, everybody has their where I came from. This is what I grew up listening to. This is what inspired me to play music. For you guys, what was it that inspired you to want to play bass, be a vocalist, or whatever
Or
it was?
drums.
Drums.
Since you guys both started with drums.
For me, I'm old. The
What?
Monkees.
The Monkees.
The Monkees?
Yeah,
Monkees.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing the Monkees on TV.
Wasn't that the Milli Vanilli of fucking rock?
Almost. Pretty much.
Almost.
I thought they had that. Didn't they have that where they got like a whole criticism of not like actually playing their stuff and
Yeah.
all recorded or whatever.
it was all recorded. Yeah.
Yeah. They had like Carol Kay play bass on some of the stuff, and they had some really renowned people writing the material and playing the material.
Right.
And Mike Nesmith, who just recently passed, unfortunately, God bless him. He really pushed for them to play their own material, and then they kind of started playing their own material, but that was after maybe about album number 3.
Yeah.
But they've done some things that were pretty amazing. But anyway, that was my first influence. Just seeing them on TV, I was like, wow, that looks like something I want to do.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of my first influence as far as starting to get into music and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not bagging on the Monkees. I didn't.
Yeah,
They had some great tunes.
Yeah.
Great tunes. But it's weird that you brought up the Monkees instead of like the Beatles, because it was around the same.
Right. Same era.
Yeah, same era. So
And
usually people are like, yeah, the Beatles, because the Beatles were everywhere. They're from everywhere.
my sister Patty, she introduced me to the Beatles back then as well.
Yeah.
But because, of course, it was television, that was something, a medium that I more identified with, more so than the music, the visual.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, I still have her Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album, the original pressing.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Hold on to that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
totally. She knows I have it. She thinks I have others, but I don't.
Just to clear the air.
Yes. She asked me about them. I do not. I wish I did, but all I have is Sgt. Pepper's and the first Monkees album, actually, too.
Wow. Well, what about you, Dimitri?
Well, honestly, System of a Down.
Really?
I kind of listened to a lot of pop punk, whatever kind of came on the radio when I was growing up as a kid. But when I really, truly got into a band, the first one would have definitely been System of a Down. I was listening to that shit like all day in class.
Yeah.
I thought I was smart. I had my fucking earbuds in. I'd be like, you can't tell I'm not paying attention.
Right. Yeah. They weren't paying attention either.
But funny enough, like a year later, Metalocalypse came out. And that is the one thing that got me directly into death metal and such,
Yeah.
I went
Yo,
from,
badass.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that Tim's pretty good right there.
Yeah. So you could tell a time difference here, from Tim to Dimitri here. Yeah. Metalocalypse, though.
Dimitri, you could probably be his son.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
And it's weird when I call him brother.
Yeah.
Have a good night,
Hey,
brother.
little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much younger brother.
So, what was your guys' first introduction to playing music live?
Oh man, I got a story for that one.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So of course, we tried to get our first band together. Me and my friends, we all played something different. I played the drums. I wasn't any good at the drums, but my stepdad, who had everything, also had basses. So another buddy of mine played drums. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll pick up a bass.
Nice.
Learned to play bass. We started setting up shows, and by shows, I mean we would go to open mic nights.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's where you start, huh?
That's cool.
Our very first show, singer didn't show.
Sweet.
So here I was, playing bass live for the first time, never having sang anything before. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And I just I don't even remember the words now, but back then, I don't know how I memorized it in like 2 days. I did. And it kind of worked out. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. But that was my very first live playing experience.
So you did the vocals and the bass.
Uh-huh.
And so when this was this when you moved here? I'm gonna guess this was later after you moved here, and then you kind
I
of
must have been about 13.
yeah.
It was, hilarious because most of the time, 13-year-olds don't just walk into bars.
Right. Yeah. It's
So-
usually you gotta stay outside. And,
Oh, yeah. But, we walked in. Of course, like, there's a bar off to the side. We weren't allowed anywhere near that. But it's like, oh, yeah, you guys can sit up front. Great.
Yeah. Fantastic. By the way, I'm
Thanks.
playing tonight. Where's my free drink
By the
token?
way. I want me a
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah. Shirley Temple. Yeah.
My friend
Can I
here.
get that a virgin?
What's it, Roy Rogers?
Let me get some extra cherries.
I'll have a virgin margarita.
What about you, Tim?
First live experience, 21st birthday.
Okay.
Well, wow. So it was a little later than because Dimitri started pretty 13.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. First live show was at the Nevada State Fair. it was my 21st birthday, and with Crystal Axe, Greg Rosenthal
Oh, okay.
was singing.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Chris Willett who played bass. I played guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And we just played some covers.
Yeah.
Opened up for Rock On. Rock On.
Is that another local
Yes, yes.
Because I remember hearing
Rock
that.
On. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Grovers, Mike and Mark Grover.
RAWKAN.
Yeah, RAWKAN.
Oh, yeah,
K-O-N.
K-O-N, yeah.
Yeah, Rock On. But yeah, we were opening for those guys, and those guys were a huge influence on me musically because we lived in Hidden Valley. And of course, Scott lived in Hidden Valley, and a whole bunch of musicians were from Hidden Valley and Reed High, as well as Sparks High, that kind of were in our age range. But that makes for an interesting story as well. All the talent and everything.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you if you want to go into that, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just. I'm sure Scott kind of covered a lot of that. The people that we grew up with in Hidden Valley, and
he didn't dive into too much of the talent that was around at the time. I remember.
I think it's because he thinks he's the talent.
Yeah. Scott's the only talent. That's all you need to know. Everybody else, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. No, but we do. We do have a photo of you and Scott. And is that later? I'm gonna guess you guys were in front of a garage. The zebra shirt. You had the guitar.
Oh, that was. We were kids. We were kids. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were definitely young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how old were we?
I was probably 13.
We were in
13.
high school.
Oh, so it's high school.
We're-
13. You're in high school in 13. God damn.
Nah, he might have been 14.
You
He
were
might have been
fucking-
14.
You know Stephen Hawking's?
Okay.
So yeah. I
Yeah.
was probably 16, something like that.
Yeah. What shocked me though is
No.
you didn't
No,
have.
we had to have been younger because that was before we were hanging with Dio.
The Dio story. We did
Yes,
talk about the Dio
Dio
story
story.
though.
About that, yeah.
But that you weren't playing bass at the time, which cause
No, I was playing
I
guitar.
thought you just were bass because when I know you as the bass player, so that
Yeah.
was that was
Yeah.
it. And then so the photo I'm looking, I'm like,
Is he
That-
holding
that-
a guitar?
is
got too
that
many
a
strings.
6-string bass? What the fuck is he doing?
No, I played guitar.
But there was another guy that was next to you that was like
Yeah.
towering over you, and I'm like, who the hell is that guy?
Yeah, I think he went on to play football for USC.
No
he
kidding.
he looked like it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He was gonna be that or a sumo wrestler in Japan.
Huge.
Because that guy was big, dude. He was huge.
Yeah, his name was Tim. I forgot his last name.
Yeah, but that bass was amazing.
Juicy.
That bass.
Tim Wilson.
That bass disappeared.
Tim Wilson? Is it Tim Wilson?
Wilson? I don't
Oh,
know.
nice.
Yeah, I took that bass out from Reed High. They lent it to me, and it disappeared, and my parents had to pay for
Pay
it.
it.
Yeah.
Pay it back.
They had to buy a bass at Bizarre Guitar.
Really, and give it back.
Yep. An old jazz bass, and that's why I wanted a jazz bass so bad.
The Fender Jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only the one I play with us now.
Was
but
that a
the one-
Fender on the? Do you know what photo I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
though,
the
right?
black and white. Yeah, it's a
So that was a
beautiful
Fender. That was a
It
Fender.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it has the same sunburst. It looks like the same sunburst.
Well, no, it's a black and white. It's kind of more like the Getty.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
like the black and white Getty.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the maple neck, I don't think. But yeah, it disappeared, and then my parents had to dip into the college fund
Really?
and buy a bass.
Well,
which-
you're
I
not.
hope he didn't want to be a doctor.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to Harvard anytime
Screw
soon.
that now.
We had to buy a bass.
Well, I mean, it should have told me then I was going to be a bass player.
You're right. Yeah. Did you enjoy playing the guitar? or-
Yeah, I love playing guitar.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that now like that you're pretty much solid in the bass?
I play a lot
realm,
more
like,
bass than guitar.
Would
Yeah.
would you rather go into guitar now or just kind of stick with the bass?
No, I love playing bass, but I mean I like playing guitar too and writing material on guitar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of focus more so on bass and whatnot.
Well, you
More
can
so
you
than
can
anything.
totally tell the guitar influence in your bass playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Totally.
Not only that, but your performance too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the way you
Thank you.
perform is like it's not like any other bass player you watch. Because with bass it is very groovy, and I have a big appreciation for bass players because I grew up loving funk bass. And when you listen to groups like you listen to what is that?
Parliament.
Parliament for sure. Even like Earth, Wind, and Fire. A
that
lot of
was-
bass
yeah.
prominence and
Commodores.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Commodores, big time. And it's like I clean my house to that funk, man. I love funk music, and bass is so prominent, and it drives all the music.
Oh, yeah,
And so
absolutely.
I have a huge appreciation for bass players. Can't spoke right.
Yeah.
But
Spoke right.
Spoken is hard.
but not only that, but you play. I mean, you're a wild man up there.
Well, thank you.
And it's amazing to watch because it's like, it's not norm. I guess you could say the norm, right? Because when you think of bass players, and Joltiu is like, fuck you, right? But
shit.
there is that that joke about like, oh yeah, the bass player just keeps it going.
There's always
right?
an
They just stand off
ongoing
to the
joke with
side,
bass
right?
players for
There's
some
always
reason.
a joke, right? But to move around, and especially as you get kind of older, it's like you don't show your age at all when you're on stage.
thank you.
And it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You are a wild man, and that's
Yeah.
what drives me to be like, I can't wait to watch Cyanate play because I'm seeing Tim all over the damn map.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you've got that passion; it's built into you.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun. I have fun with it.
absolutely.
And I feel like the crowd absolutely feels that.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, they do. They love that shit. They
Oh, yeah.
love it. Love it.
So when it comes to, with your background, you started playing bass in that little bar and
Yeah.
starting there. What drove you to be a vocalist? Or
Well, that
kind
was
of
back in. Where were you at that time?
This was in Simi Valley, California,
Oh.
right outside of Los Angeles.
Hey. Nice. So did you play a lot in LA and stuff?
Not a lot growing up. I moved bands a lot.
Yeah.
I
Did
don't
you
know.
guys move or did you just stay in the Simi Valley? In there?
We stayed there. We stayed there up until we moved here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, played in a lot of different bands. A lot of things didn't work out. Band drama, or I mean,
right.
everybody.
The norm. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're dealing with a bunch of 13, 14, 15, even 16-year-olds.
Right.
I mean,
No.
all over the place.
Drama.
I mean, I've played with some really phenomenal people. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, and I'm not trying to be a dick here to Robert, but one of the best
You can be a
drummers.
dick to Robert. We don't.
Yeah, I'm a dick to myself.
But one of-
I don't say that I'm the best drummer ever. I'm definitely not. I'm
You're
definitely
definitely-
I'm
you're-
on the lower end of that totem pole there.
Of all the actual drummers I've met live, I'd say you're definitely on the fucking top. But this kid, I'm saying, like, I was 17 at the time. I've met this kid, Dennis, 12 years at the time. Dude drummed like a motherfucker. Insane 12-year-old drummer.
Wow.
We had this band called Lichbane.
Yeah.
We were covering, Motorhead, but more like our originals were all like thrash.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
heavy thrash. And the kid's just like,
Do you know his
twirling
last name?
everything. Dennis O'Sullivan.
Oh, okay.
O'Sullivan. I actually ran into his dad at NAMM not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Totally like backed the entire band. I think, he's definitely been like one of the bigger influences in actually pushing my music career as well.
Who's that? Dennis or?
His dad, actually, believe it or
Really?
not. His dad was a total metalhead.
Uh-huh.
Like, tattoos running like all over his neck, arms like completely tatted over,
Right.
sunglasses, beard, long hair. Like his beard was dyed red.
Uh-huh.
Like metal as hell, dude.
Dimebag.
Cool dude, absolutely. But he didn't play. So to him, like his kid being so great on drums was like, you gotta, take what you got and run with it, dude.
Right.
I give
Cool.
props to any parents
Cool.
who are like,
Oh, I know.
focus on that drums. 'Cause you
Stick
don't get
with
that
that.
a lot.
No. It's
Yeah,
expensive.
Especially
it's expensive. Yeah, especially drums because it's loud and
Yep.
it's expensive and yeah. So, but anyway, Dennis. So let's continue.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been in bands. Many different bands. Some of them more successful than others. That specific band, we ended up opening up. No, we did not end up opening up. We were going to open up for Paul Di'Anno
Okay.
of Iron Maiden at the Whiskey.
Oh no shit.
And we were, a bunch of kids, so
Yeah.
that was a big deal to us.
Oh, hell
Didn't
yeah.
happen. He
Huge,
ended up
yeah.
canceling. Wow. Later on, I moved on to a band called Lion's Blade, which was very much like old school heavy metal. What do we cover? I mean, we would do anything from Judas Priest to Skid Row even.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was
So
a good time.
were you mostly like a cover band or?
I've been all over the place. Generally like anything earlier, it was cover bands. Anything later, we did a couple covers, but we mostly try to focus on having some original songs.
Right.
It just kind of, I feel like that just
That's
natural
any-
progression.
yep.
you know?
Right, yeah.
Any
You start off
musician
cover-
Start
like,
off with
yep.
what you know,
And
right?
then you build
what
up
you
on it.
Listen to, yeah.
Right.
So when it came to like, was that night when you stepped up to do the Seven Nation Army, right? Was that your night of like, okay, I can kind of do vocals, and was that your spark, or
No,
did it come
that was
after?
my night of, holy shit, why do I have to do this? I don't want to do this. Why?
How do I pull this off?
No, and you
How
know,
old
that's
were
a
you
funny
again?
thing. Oh, I was 13 at the time.
Yeah.
But,
Wow.
no, like, honestly,
That's awesome.
I did
Yeah.
like singing. I was never good at singing, or at least for a very, very long time. And honestly, I feel like what got me into singing was John Keeble, Warbringer. This is a story I've told a couple people. But I actually went to college with him, and we took vocal lessons together.
No
shit.
shit.
Nice.
So we actually,
Didn't know
like, you know,
that.
became a little bit of friends.
Yeah.
Hung out a little bit. And, you know, I didn't really know his music too much at the time. And I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this guy's badass.
Yeah.
I want to learn to do that shit.
Right.
So I think, like, you know, from learning about, like, his style and all that kind of stuff and kind of mixing it with my style, which was, you know, more the influence of, like, Death Clock and just
Yeah.
that kind of metal.
Yeah.
You know, I think I learned to scream through that.
Yeah.
And found my place in Cyanate.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but that was way late. I mean,
That was way later.
clearly,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I literally only started really focusing on singing when I moved here.
really.
Cyanate was the very first band that was actually a singer.
Yeah.
Anything before that, I was a bassist. I was
Yeah.
a bassist for a long time.
And I didn't know that actually until recently, as I was looking up videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, dude, holy cow.
The whole time.
I'm like, is that Dimitri with a fucking bass?
Dimitri's
That's so
played.
weird.
He played a festival or two, right?
That's right. I actually played in WGT in Germany.
no shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was that?
Yeah.
I believe that was.
I'm sorry, I missed that on your fucking bio.
And this is the greatest part, right? This is the greatest part. I was filling in for Mephisto Waltz.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, that was my big experience of going out. And that got me, you know, to the point where I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, you know?
Right.
Right.
I experienced a stage with over 2,000 people in front of me, sweating my balls off, watching shit go down. It was, you know, this is it. This is
That's
what I
a
want
hell
to
of
do.
experience.
I want to punch you in
Absolutely.
the throat right now.
Good. You should.
I want to jump across this table and just
Take an Ambien. You'll be fine.
It's I think a lot has to do with Barry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that all
Did,
comes down
so
to
did Barry get you involved? Did
Yeah.
he put you onto that, or
Well, so the funny story is, you know, I kind of wanted to do this, and he knew that I was a musician, obviously. Of course I wanted to do it.
right?
And at the time, he had trouble finding a bass player. He had lined up a drummer, he had lined up a guitarist. And the guitarist was Ken from 45 Grave. Right?
So this is Barry's band.
This is
now.
Barry's band,
So-
Mephisto Waltz.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
We had some phenomenal musicians in there, and I was honored to be able to, you know, play amongst them.
Right. Yeah.
And he goes up to me and he's like, okay, if you're going to play this, you know, you're going to play every day for 2 months, like 6 hours
Yeah,
a day to learn all the
100%.
This
fucking
is your
tunes.
life.
Because
Right.
we had, 24 different songs.
Wow.
So in 2 months, I had to learn 24 songs. I was like, all right, time to fucking get on it.
Yeah, yeah.
We're learning this shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my favorite part of this, 2014, is my graduation year. I skipped my own graduation from high school to fucking play in Germany.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's metal as
That
fuck.
is, yeah. Hell yeah. dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any more metal
And I
than
guarantee
that.
everybody here would have done the same exact
I
fucking
definitely-
thing.
Yeah,
man.
I probably would have done
Graduation.
the same
We
thing.
wouldn't even walk down the
that
fucking
shit.
aisle. Some fucking
You
gown.
still get your
Fuck you.
diploma. You
Yeah,
don't need
do.
to walk
Just
the.
get
Yeah.
the mail.
You don't
Yeah.
need to
Actually,
walk.
no, I
No,
had to
yeah.
fucking go in later, like the next year, be like, hey, I'm here for my diploma. Wow. When did you graduate? Last year.
Last
Yeah.
year.
That is very.
By the way, I
cool.
played in Germany in front of 2,000
Yeah.
people. Suck it,
I think
bitch.
it was-
And then you're signing titties. Give me my fucking diploma.
So, and speaking on, like, you know, I mean, when we talk about, you know, our past and the great things that we've accomplished, one thing that I go back to, because I never knew that you played in Dark Carnival, Tim. I did not know that
Yeah.
until recently, because
Ah,
Dark
yes.
Carnival was one of the first local bands I ever saw live. but you guys wore masks.
Yep.
And I never would have put
And
two
contacts.
and two together. Yeah, I never
And
would have put
contacts.
two and two together. So when I found that out, I went, the whole time
Yeah.
I know this guy?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So when it came to Dark Carnival, you guys were pretty prominent in Reno, and you guys were playing a lot of big shows and
Huge. They were all over.
doing big things.
Yeah.
I mean, what started your path into Dark Carnival? How did that get going?
Wow. Basically, I was in a band called Psychobabble. And I had been racing jet skis at the time. And they felt that wasn't working out for the band, so they kind of like pushed me away. And I just raced jet skis for a while and was on the IJSBA tour. I was on the tour. I raced on the tour.
Did you? So you had sponsors and everything. Like
I did
that?
have a sponsor, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Professional.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I saw Pat somewhere. I think actually we met jet skiing. We met jet skiing at Little Washoe Lake.
Okay.
And then I saw him doing something, and he handed me a flyer to go see Dark Carnival, and I went and saw their first show. And then about I think a year or two later, Isaac Harris, who went on to sing for Dark Carnival, 6'8".
Yep. That's
Isaac,
how I know you guys.
Big old son bitch.
asked me. I was working at a company called Bulbman, who also owned Granny's recording studio,
Ooh.
which has a
Granny's
name.
The
lot of
connections.
stories. Yeah, I mean,
Because I've recorded there, and I got connections. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm dotting lines right now,
when,
dude. I'm fucking going crazy.
He's like that conspiracy theorist.
Dude, that
of
shit's
like,
firing like a motherfucker right now. I'm like, I'm connecting shit like a motherfucker right now.
when Whitesnake played there, I pulled the signed contracts off the fax.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But so Isaac asked me to try out for Dark Carnival, and I tried out, and things worked out, and was kicking the ass, and we were endorsed and sponsored by a few different companies.
Yeah.
And, traveled.
Jägermeister.
Yeah, Jägermeister, Basan Sound. I can't even remember the companies. Coffin Cases.
Yeah.
Right.
A few other
cases.
companies, but we played all over the West Coast.
Yeah.
One really killer gig was with Hatebreed in Chico at some place there, some arena, little arena type place. That was a good gig, but yeah, I mean, all up and down the West Coast. We played Vegas like 3 times in one year.
Really?
At one point.
No shit.
Los Angeles all the time.
Yeah. Did you guys ever get to the whiskey?
Never played whiskey.
No.
A lot of just small gigs down there in Southern
You
California.
don't need to play the whiskey.
Just
I know you really don't.
You don't need to.
No, yeah.
We played something. What was it called? November to Dismember down there with a bunch of bands like Nile and Testament.
Oh,
and,
no shit.
Yeah.
dope.
That was really very, very cool. That was with Isaac when he was still in the band.
Yeah. He ended up being was he a football player before? Because I remember something about him being a football player.
No, Isaac never really. He started doing grappling. And studying
really? Okay.
boxing. And,
Yeah.
at one point, he was wanting to race cars, and he was.
That guy was all over the place.
was
I got
all over the
stories
place.
of me first meeting you. I think I talked to you about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at the Hard Hat down at Greg Street
Oh my God. The
with
hard.
Kyle McGill.
Yeah,
and
Kyle.
his mom. So his mom worked with you at
Yeah,
Goldman.
yeah. That's right.
And
That's
so
right.
that's how I got introduced to you guys.
That's
and
right.
we ended up going to Pat's house over by Reed.
Yeah, down the street.
Yep, down the street.
Yeah.
And I remember going there. I'm like, because I was when Dimitri started, I was like, I think 15.
Wow.
Might have been 15, 16.
Where we used to rehearse there.
Yeah,
at
when you
Pat's
guys
house?
used to rehearse.
Yeah.
And we would go in there and listen to you guys rehearse. And first I saw you at the Hard Hat where Isaac's blowing fire up at a 6-foot ceiling.
Yeah, no
when
shit.
he's actually 6 foot.
Yeah.
And that's probably why it
He's got to lay on the ground to do it. Yeah.
He
It
hit
got
his
shut
head
down.
on the
Dude, he
ceiling.
used to blow fire, and I was like, what the fuck is going on right now, dude? I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I actually talked to you after that show, too, because we went into the where everybody was sitting and eating and stuff, and we sat there and bullshitted with you, and I think that's where we got connected, where we went over to Pat's house to watch you guys practice.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, fuck, dude, this is crazy,
Yeah.
insane. And then look at fucking...
Here we are.
Here
All
we
these
are, and I'm
years later.
playing in a band. And I remember we going into Cyanate, and they're like, "Yeah." I was like, dude, that's fucking Tim. He was in Dark Carnival.
The whole time.
The whole time. I'm all nervous trying to play some songs.
Old man.
Oh, that sounds great. We're going to get you into the band.
See,
Right, are you
on,
sure?
you're
I
hired.
had Tourette's for most of that time. I was like, you sure?
That's exactly how I felt in my first edition with Cyanate. I was like, oh man, this was pretty rough. Tim texted me, he's like, no, I think they actually really like you. That was really good. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're always our own worst critic, right?
Absolutely.
You know, we're always like,
always.
man, I could have done better. And everybody else is like, that was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
What the hell do you mean you could have been better? You
Yeah.
know, but that's the nature of things, right?
Well, I think a lot of it is like jiving with the band, though, too. Like,
Well, yeah.
You have to have that connection with the band. Like, so going in, I mean, it is like, you know, you have to have that vocal, you know, that we're looking for. But other than that, like, it's like, can you really fit in here? Like, if we go on tour and we're in a fucking van for, ever,
right.
you know, can we really hang with you? Like,
well, and
Can
you
we
guys
get along?
can,
yeah, can we go on? And,
you
and
guys
I think
can
that's what.
concur. It's like it's about, you know, it's not about just going into a band and doing your thing. It's about building a relationship with these 3, 4, 5 other guys that you're playing with,
Yeah.
and whatever, you know. And it's building that relationship of, you know, we're all on the same path. We all want the same goals, and trying to achieve those together.
Yeah.
So
Some people see it as a family. Some people see it as business.
Right,
Either
well-
way, you got to make those connections.
right,
Yeah.
you got to make that relationship work, right? So, you know, and when it comes to playing music, you know, it's hard to establish relationships in some cases, right? You get those people that are, you know, very full of themselves, right?
Right.
You know, they're very like, oh no, I don't talk to anybody. I'm just gonna hang out in the band. It's like, come on, man, we're all hanging out. We're
That's
getting
me.
to know people.
That's
Well,
kind
you
of
have
me too.
anxiety.
That's
I do have a super bad
He's a drummer.
anxiety.
He's always hiding behind something.
Yeah, before
Always.
Always.
before I go on, I'm really, you know, kind of centered. I don't
Yeah.
really talk to too many people outside of the band and other musicians.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's kind of who I'm most comfortable with.
Right.
And it's just because I'm warming up a lot of times, and I'm just kind of focused on what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And
Visualize the attack.
exactly,
Right.
and that's what I psychologically do. I
Right.
even think about playing and performing and doing a great job, and
Right.
kind of even going through the tunes in my head, and
Yeah.
and just keeping my hands warm before I go on. And I feel more comfortable when I'm around people that I know and
Yeah.
and have played with, and
Makes it easier
Right.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I might go out and catch a couple of tunes of the opening bands and whatnot, but most of the time I kind of want to stay mellow.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
Yep. It's
Then
all,
it's
it's
just
open
different.
game.
Free
Yeah.
for
it's
all.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked about that, I think, a little bit
Yeah.
on the last one, because I'm the same way. I don't like anybody who's playing before me, even if they're fucking the most amazing players. I'm like, I can't do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm more
Yeah.
of like, I got to get focused, and I'm going to get into the zone where I'm like, I got to play good. Like, I
Yeah.
want to make sure I'm good for everybody else. Like,
That's how I
after
am.
that, it's open season.
Yeah.
I'll go out there and,
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about anything.
yeah.
You know?
As a front man, though, like,
As a front man, you have to. But
Yeah.
also, like, if you are a big name, people absolutely love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my experience, one of my bands opened up for Gus G from Firewind.
Uh-huh.
Awesome dude, phenomenal guitar player. He went out to see every single band
yeah.
that played before him.
Really?
He went backstage, and like, you know, there's other bands that just kind of stay in their backstage, and like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name them.
Right.
But you know, they're not going out to meet people. They're not going out to talk to the other bands. They're just
Right.
in their little room until they go on.
Right.
Gus, no, he went out of his room. He went to check on like all the other bands just to say
Yeah.
hi, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just
the coolest
hang out.
thing, though.
It is
like,
so cool.
Yeah.
It
That's
is so
awesome.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, you know, I
But you
feel
always
like-
have to have that one member, though. That
Yeah.
there's always
Well,
that
yeah.
one person who does that. Like for me and Tim, like
Mm-hmm.
that's not us. It's like so like
Well, but
Neil
that's a great
Neil
thing about
Peart
it.
was the same
Right.
way. He was
the
like
diversity in the band, right?
yeah.
It doesn't have to be everyone in the band. That's a
No.
wonderful thing. It
Yes.
just has to be
Yeah.
one or two
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
Would be myself, Scott, or
Right.
whoever.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
as long as someone's out there talking to
right.
people,
Yeah.
people would be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I recognize that face."
Right, yeah. Dude, I just met that guy fucking right before he played.
Scott's
And,
much more social.
No, yeah, what well yeah.
Social little butterfly.
Unabomber over there.
But like everything, it absolutely means so much. Like one of the main things that I remember is that after that show, we went out to the Rainbow, me and my band, just because,
Hell yeah.
you know, you're down there, you have to.
You always go to the
Yeah.
Rainbow.
You go to the Rainbow.
Yeah, if you're at the Whiskey, you're always going to the Rainbow.
Yeah.
And so we're walking out, and I'm not paying attention. I don't pay attention to a lot of things. But a friend pulls me aside, and he's like, dude, you're not going to say anything? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Gus G just said bye, Dimitri.
Yeah.
And you're fucking walking away from him.
Oh my god.
Funny.
I'm like, I turn the
You're
fuck
running
around,
back.
I'm like,
Wait,
holy
wait,
shit.
guys.
Bye.
You're kissing his feet. I'm so sorry. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Again.
But yeah, no, I mean, you know, it always means so much when that kind of shit happens.
Right.
Especially bands starting out. Like
Yeah, well,
start,
and the hard
like-
part is you never really know too, because you could hear a band and go, yeah, they're pretty good, and you can
Yeah.
have that relationship of, you know, I appreciate what they're doing, and it's not until, I mean, the hard part is when you get big, you know, you get that opportunity to be like, all right, we're making a name for ourselves, and then people start going, yeah, now I know them, I
Yeah.
went to high school
Right.
with them, and then those people come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because like there are so many talented people, and you guys are very fucking talented.
Yeah.
And that's why
Dude,
we wanted
yeah.
you guys on the show.
100%.
Because, you know, again, like my experience of going, holy shit, Dark Carnival.
Yeah,
they're a
mine,
local
like, that
band.
was-
Those guys kick ass,
Dude.
right? And then got to see them live.
Yeah.
And to see you play live. And I'm like, dude, I'm a huge fan of any other, you know, vocalists, because I relate a lot with a lot of vocalists. And, you know, yeah, we all have the same idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like we all want to be showmen, right? and I love meeting people like that. And it's funny because like there are people that go, oh yeah, they're cool. But then when they get big, then it's like, I know them, and all this stuff comes out, and it's hard for people to really accept at first of like, you know what, these guys really have what it takes to do something great. And some people just go, oh yeah, whatever, because it's, you know,
Yeah.
they don't be like, oh well, I support them, and it's like, come on,
Yeah, right.
step up.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how these bands get big.
Oh, yeah.
If you really appreciate a band, step up, go see their shows, promote their shows,
Yeah.
be there, support. That's what
Yeah.
it's all about, right? And
Oh, I agree.
and that's how any band gets big.
And that's the thing. There's so many great bands everywhere. I mean, like,
Yeah.
so many of the bands that we play with regularly are just blow my mind.
Dude,
every time.
unreal.
If-
How in the
Unreal.
hell are you guys not big yet?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell? Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, we're asking them that question. How the fuck are you guys not big?
Yeah.
But they're asking us the same question, so no one
Right.
actually
Yeah,
knows.
yeah.
We're like,
It's this cycle of like,
What
hey,
happens?
what the fuck is
How do we
going
do
on
this?
here?
But that's also the appreciation for each other and what we do.
Yes.
You know? And we talked before about how, you know, when you play in a band in an area like Reno, you know, it is a community. You know, we do come together and we appreciate everything that we do. And I'm the kind of person that goes out and watches all the bands because, you know, and whether it's you know, I feel comfortable at what I've done, but a lot of my preparation for a show is done throughout that entire like 2 weeks.
Right.
Where I'm practicing all the songs in the car on the way
Yeah.
to work, to and from, or
Yeah.
you know, and it's funny because like I have this thing where I not necessarily, I guess you could say, talk to myself, but I seriously, like, I practice what I'm going to say on stage. I don't respond to myself. That'd be weird. But, yeah, we all have those things that we do to prepare. And so I do a lot of that weeks prior. And so when it comes to that night, I want to hear, okay, who else is playing with us or whatever, or whatever show I'm at. I want to hear those bands. I'm like, wow, those guys are good. I love what they do here. I love the vocals.
they did
I
just
love
fucking
the
amazing.
lyrics. I love the bass. I love the drum. Like you can really start to absorb it. And that's one of the things that I do when I play shows is I love to hear the other bands and go, what do they have to offer? You know, and part of it is that competitive nature. Like I told you, I played sports as a kid, so it's like I'm always competitive. So when I watch Cyanate play, I'm like, fuck. Okay, what do I got to do different? You know?
Yeah. But I'm sure you're not the only one though.
No,
Do you have that
we always
competitive
have
nature?
to be, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing you guys on stage. I'm like, it's a fucking awesome idea.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
yeah.
Is like Karin.
Yeah.
The dude always comes out like.
Dude, he
in
comes
the
out on
funniest
G
shit.
You have
string.
no
dude.
idea
Either
what he's
in
going to
G-string-
come out.
I'm like, is that
Exactly.
Flea?
You have no idea what's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ.
You
dude.
really
It's in
don't
the
know what's
jockstrap.
gonna happen. I'm just like, how do I get that kind of attitude or energy into what we're doing?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's either smash skulls with my head, wear a gas mask, do whatever.
Yeah, and you have that theatrics about
That's right.
you.
But
you have
that's
that.
the thing. Like I look at what all the other people I'm doing, I'm like, I got to step up my game. You know,
Yeah.
these
Right.
people. Same thing with Deplete.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
much.
Oh, dude.
So much stuff.
Yeah.
Going on. And I'm like, I have to try and keep
They're
up.
playing the
Yeah,
whiskey
yeah.
actually this week.
Yes,
yeah,
they
They
are.
are playing the
Yeah.
whiskey.
Yeah.
So anybody watching from California?
Yeah,
and I know you are
California.
because
Hey,
I told
go.
you.
Go
Yeah.
check 'em out.
Go check 'em out.
Whiskey a go go.
Deplete.
The whiskey
With
go-go.
Metalachi, right?
Yep.
Metalachi.
Metalachi. Great.
Well, and it's funny because like we all have our things that we do outside of playing music and stuff. And one of the most intriguing things that I learned about you is you are a medieval motherfucker, dude. You live in the medieval times.
Yeah. What do you?
But do you consider it LARPing or is it? No, this is like
No.
legit.
Yeah.
This is not LARPing.
This is like
not
LARPing
LARPing.
on the
So-
extreme.
No,
like
this,
actually,
this
like
is like
I'm gonna
living
throw
in
an
medieval
axe at your
times.
head.
So first, I'm gonna, full disclosure, I am not good. I very much enjoy getting my ass kicked. There's nothing better to me than grabbing someone in metal armor, trying to like punch him, headbutt him, whatever, and just being thrown on the ground. It is a thrill. But no, it is all real weapons,
Yeah.
real armor. Everything has to be regulated. They have a lot of rules. They have insurance that you have to buy because
Oh yeah.
LARPing, a lot of the time you're using foam weapons. You're
Right,
using
Right. Yeah.
maybe leather armor, whatever.
Right.
Or if you really want to get fancy, you got some, I don't know, aluminum armor.
Yeah. I got some
Chainmail.
tinfoil on here. This looks fucking fantastic. It'll save me.
But with Bohurt, no, it's
What is it
steel.
called again?
Bohurt.
Bowhurt. Is that
Bowhurt.
so? That's the actual.
That's the actual sport, yes.
Wow.
And everyone here in Reno, check out the Reno War Rams. That is
Yeah.
the Reno team for
and,
Bohurt.
and so I put on this armor. I was like, Dimitri brought it over
Yeah.
when we had practice, and I was like, let me try that shit out, dude. And
It's heavy, right?
he was like, I got this helmet here, and I got some boots, and I was like, give me the helmet, hit me with an axe.
Yeah. And I took that axe and swung right at your head.
Yeah. And then I had a headache, and I couldn't fucking play the rest of the night.
What was that something that was instilled in you early on, or is that something that came about later? Because
Yeah, how'd
that's,
you find
that's
that?
very unique. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like people are like, oh yeah, I like.
I don't
to
think anybody
beat the
really
shit out of
knows
people.
too
Like,
much
there's
about
UFC,
that.
Right.
There's boxing,
Yeah.
but no, I suit up.
Yeah.
and I go to war.
All I
Whoa.
could picture is fucking like the Cable Man, where he's at like
the Cable guy
nights
at
at the
medieval
round table.
times?
Yeah, medieval times.
Well, growing up in France, you see a lot more castles or like really, really old churches, all that kind of
the
stuff.
history.
So the history is
Yeah,
there.
amazing
and,
shit.
my dad used to take me visiting castles, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there was this small festival, like summertime festival called Le Puy du Fou. And it's all theatrical, and they, have all that, knights fighting and like, what's it called?
Jousting.
Jousting, thank you.
Yeah.
Jousting, and they obviously have like a lot of theatrical that aren't just fighting.
Right.
Right.
A lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
historic stuff, but
Yeah.
that kind of really got me interested in medieval type things. And I was always kind of wanting to do that kind of thing. I looked at LARPing. I looked at just basic, like, oh, this is what they wore, that kind of thing.
Right.
It was never enough. I was always like, really hitting people with foam weapons? That's just boring. That's boring.
So you
there's-
tried that out then.
I didn't actually try it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna,
just
like,
dug
look
into
into
it.
You were
I
like,
dug into it, and I was like, I want something real.
Yeah.
I want something that hurts.
Hit me in the head with an axe. Beat me.
But that's the thing. Like, I kind of started looking around at like, okay, well, there's got to be some kind of sport, because I've seen, like in Europe, it's a lot more popular. Where you
Yeah,
see
that's
this
what I'm
kind of
saying. Like,
stuff.
yeah, I never knew about it until you brought it up, and
Yeah.
you were like, "I'm doing this." I was like, "Dude, where do I sign up?" I
Yeah,
wanna
so
try
like
it.
as soon as I found out like Reno had a team, I'm like on Facebook, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey guys, I'd love to try this shit out. When are you having like a newbie tryout or something?
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, yeah, all the time. We're always looking for people.
That's cool.
yeah,
How long ago was that?
I only started this during the pandemic.
yeah. I was like, "This
shit.
is like the
Okay, so
beginning of
this
the
is very
pandemic."
new.
Yeah,
It's very new.
yeah.
It's very new.
So do you make your own armor, or do
No.
you,
Usually you buy it.
Okay, okay.
So
Where do you
there's-
buy that?
Yeah, what do you
Where the
what
hell
do you
is
think
there
he is? A
are there
blacksmith
medieval-
on his off time?
Medieval times.
The guy goes to UNR. He's a
Here
blacksmith
at
on his
Medieval
off time.
Ball.
Well, the funny thing is, we do actually have a blacksmith armor smith here in Reno.
Really? I hope he's on set with just an open fire and he's out there fucking just hammering shit.
Oh, I think he lives just outside of Reno. That
We'll
would
have
be
him make
cool,
a
though.
cowbell for
He could-
Jolty over there.
Oh yeah.
Where's your
Different
cowbell?
sizes. different size cowbells for you. But no, you know, when you're getting that kind of stuff, when you're working with an actual armor smith, that costs a lot of money because it's a lot more customized to you. Not only are you paying customers,
and
but
the
like,
actual making of it. Yeah,
they have to. If you're getting like a full piece of like metal on your fucking chest, like I have a shitty brigandine, it's just like little bits of metal like overlapping each other.
Yeah.
If you're getting the full like steel plate, they got to measure you.
Yeah.
They got to bend that metal to your
So you're not getting
proportions.
this off a wish list or anything.
No. So there's a couple websites. And actually, one of the ones that I ordered the most from is from the Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah. They make pretty decent armor. All the reviews have been positive. I know that the Reno Worms do use some of their armor.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know what? This is fairly cheap. I was working some good times at FedEx at the time, so I'm like, time to funnel some money into some armor.
Yeah.
there you go.
You got some great pieces, by the way. Those gloves too are
Those
awesome.
gloves are gnarly, dude.
Yeah, I would love to
gloves
see
are gnarly.
Bruce Lee in this gear,
God.
though.
Oh man, but see, that's the thing. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It slows you.
Oh
the
yeah.
fuck down.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, you know, most rounds that whenever we're practicing, it's 1 minute. You're going in 1 minute, you're going swinging. By the end of the minute, you're like, I can't breathe, overheating, get me out of here.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
And I'm on the outside going, I'll do fucking 30 minutes. Let's do this, bitch.
How many times have you watched like a medieval knights or like a King Arthur movie?
Yeah,
Or
never.
And you're like, oh, I could fucking do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd be that. I'd be a warrior.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
You
that'd be
put
great.
that shit on, and you're
Yeah.
like, this shit's out of here.
Like, I can
Let me
breathe.
throw some dildos around. Let me hit with that bitch. Yeah. How do you like that 12-inch?
The penetrator.
Yeah, the penetrator.
Mace? I can't even
Yeah,
lift
yeah.
the thing.
I got
But
bear
so-
mace. Does that count?
Hey man, all I'm saying is you got holes in your helmet.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Fuck you.
Let's see you fight now, bitch.
Oh, get
That's how I do it.
But
You got
there's
cups?
the thing.
I'll
those
fucking
helmets,
kick you in the nuts.
Self-defense.
those helmets
glasses.
are absolutely blinding.
Yeah, there's
You
not
really
a lot
have
of
to get
there's
used
not
to
like a really a lot of
There
like
isn't.
spot to like see through or anything.
There's definitely more open helmets, but you know it's
yeah, but
everything's a choice.
If somebody's throwing an axe at your head or fucking, you don't want like a Let me get
nice
some
opening.
goggles on here. See if that works.
oh yeah, little.
I got some
plastic goggles.
spy
Yeah.
goggles from snowboarding. Let's see if I can get in here.
Right. Which is, and that's a world of difference from jet skiing, right?
Oh,
I mean that. Did you do that? You did that, so you raced
Yeah.
jet skis.
Yeah.
Is that still one of your hobbies that you do, or is that?
No, I haven't.
don't
I
do
haven't
that shit
raced.
no more."
I take the ski out.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you know.
but do you
You
have the
still
same
go out
ski
and
that
do
you
Oh, yeah.
were?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you were using back then and
Yeah.
everything, huh? Really?
Yeah.
So is that the stand up?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's not like a Sea-Doo like you're
No,
like,
it's not a sit down. No, it's stand up. JS 750 SX.
You still do it as a hobby and stuff.
Oh yeah. It's a kick in the
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Love to ride.
Yeah.
Love to ride. And maybe someday I'll do it again, but I seriously doubt it.
right.
It's just a kick in the ass, and it was fun at the time, and it worked.
Yeah. It's more of a young man sport.
I mean, I was out on the lake 5-6 days a week training.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Holy, that's serious training.
almost every day. But gas was like $1.25.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sponsor gave me $300 a month to spend, so that worked.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
When gas is
Thank
that
you,
cheap,
sponsors.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
and-
can we
How
get
was
a
it
sponsor?
before you got your sponsor though?
shit.
Were you were paying that out of pocket then, or
yeah, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved what I was doing.
That's
it was
the
a lot of fun.
dedication. That's what I love. I love dedication to everything.
Yeah, it was a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
So after you got your sponsor, so what's the race? Was it like a race? So you had to race against some? I don't really know that type of sport.
Well, there's the tour, and there's like a West Coast, like a mountain, central, and east, and they kind of would split the portions of the United States up, and you kind of race the tour, and they would just have spots along in the different cities, along whichever portion of the country you're in, and then you qualify to go to the World Finals at Lake Havasu, and I had qualified. So I could have gone to the World Finals, which was really cool. But
Yeah.
I think I was done by then.
Yeah.
And I was not even though I was good enough to qualify for the World Finals, I wasn't going anywhere at the World Finals. It was kind of throwing like money away.
Oh, okay.
But
So you kind of made that decision ahead of
Yeah.
time. It's like, this is not really.
I was hitting the ones on the West Coast, and it was fun. It was a
Yeah.
kick in the ass, and but I think maybe by that time I was starting to just kind of. By the time I had qualified for the World Finals, it was kind of like, I think I kind of started falling back in love with music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just, I mean, it was a weird time. It was a period away from music, racing the skis, and then seeing Pat, out there
Right.
when I was training.
Right.
And he was just like, hey, man,
Yeah.
why don't you, or well, it was Isaac that asked me to join Dark Carnival or asked me to try out, but it
Yeah.
was Pat where I saw him, and then we saw each other later, and he handed me the flyer, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, you're in a band.
Oh, so you met Isaac first then,
No, I met Pat first, and that's how I knew about
and
them.
he just gave you the flyer, and then how'd you get linked up with Isaac though?
The vocalist for Dark Carnival had left the band. He actually, what happened is they had some California dates, and I think that he's not with us any longer.
Who-
The old singer, the first singer for Dark Carnival.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name, and I feel bad that I can't remember his name.
Uh-huh.
But they had some dates in California, and he just decided he didn't want to go do the dates.
Really?
So Dark Carnival went without him, played the dates, and
Just instrumental or?
just as
Really?
instrumental.
Really?
And
Help me up.
Yeah, right?
yeah, really, no
Well,
kidding.
you were probably like 8 at the time.
Yeah,
or nine?
maybe, yeah.
You were still flying in from France. What are you talking about?
Pick me up from the airport.
Yeah, yeah.
I kind of gotta, throw a thank you out at that time because who gave Dark Carnival a break was a guy named Pete, and Pete runs bands for bands in the Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
He
Cyanate
actually
did the bands for
Yes,
band, didn't we?
yes.
Did in
Yeah.
Hayward.
was Pete. Pete got us the gig the night before.
No
and
shit.
Pete brought us the pizzas.
Wow.
Really?
But Pete is the man down there.
Yeah. That was a great show, by the way. Fucking
Oh,
awesome.
it
I
was a
love
lot of
that
fun.
that whole show. Like us. Yeah, it was
Pete,
great.
Mystic Rage, the band Mystic Rage. I don't
Okay.
even know if they played that day that we
No, they
played.
did.
Did they?
They did.
Okay.
They played on. They did because we played the night before too at a coffee shop, which was super weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was
But,
weird. We were like in downtown Hayward, which is like going through. I don't know. There wasn't a lot there.
Oh, yeah. It's Hayward.
And we're playing in a coffee shop. And you could just imagine Cyanate playing in a coffee shop where there's like books and they're you wanna
What was the band that was Starship Destroyer?
Starship Destroyer.
They're badass.
They were good.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
they're
We
badass.
actually blew up the speakers during the Bands
Oh,
for
yes,
Band. Remember? It
yes.
started on fire.
Yes,
We're like,
we
what
have
the
pictures.
fuck is this? Yeah.
That's metal as fuck right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
Right. But Isaac brought me in, asked me to try out. Everything worked out, and a little later on, Isaac. What happened is back during this portion of time, a band had come out called Nirvana that squashed all the other bands.
Yeah.
Never heard
Yes.
of them.
Never heard of
So we were seeing
What is Nirvana?
the guys in Anthrax playing in little tiny clubs, and so after Anthrax had just played, I saw Scott Ian, and I was curious what Frank Bello was using for a wireless, and so I literally, hey Scott,
Wireless back
Yeah.
then?
yeah, well, come on. So
It was new
It
technology.
was the
I
size of a 6x6 room.
Oh no, actually, it was not a bad little wireless. He was getting a good signal, and
Really?
I had never
Oh,
had
shit.
any luck with wireless systems.
Yeah.
And so,
Until now.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, the
right.
one I have now is great.
I know, it's great.
But he hit up Frank and asked him what he was using, and he told me whatever. But I had said, hey, how do I get you my music? And he said, send it to our webmaster. I sent it to the webmaster, and the webmaster replied, that it was bomb, and our singer sounded like the way Phil Anselmo would like to sound. And I was like, what? So I told that to our vocalist,
Okay.
Isaac, and then within about probably 2 months, there was a band called Buried that we had opened up with opened up for, and they had opened up for us many times. Buried wanted to get on the bill with Dark Carnival's latest release, which was, I believe that was All for Naught. And ironically recorded and engineered by Dennis Mackay, who did the Stained Class album, Judas Priest.
Oh, no
which
shit.
Scott, that's how things all came around.
God,
the guy who produced our album, All for Naught, was the producer that produced Stained Class, Judas Priest.
Holy
and had been here in the trial as well.
Buried's been that's local, right?
What?
Buried?
No, not. Oh, Buried, the band.
Yeah,
yes,
the band.
Buried.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going backtrack.
Yeah, but Buried, they were a local band.
Yeah, because
and
I think they still. I swear I've played with Buried. I've heard of that.
back in the day, you might have. You probably did. But what they did they got onto our CD release party for All for Naught, and they didn't tell us that Isaac was going to join them for a few Pantera tunes on stage.
Shit.
We didn't know, and they brought him up, and they did these Pantera tunes, and then shortly thereafter, he quit the band, and
No kidding.
then that was Cowboys from Hell. Remember?
Well,
And so
Well, what's funny is about Pantera is you actually have like a little background where you got to hang out with, or you got to meet Dimebag.
I want to hear about that.
Yeah, because what was that? The Spice House?
This is Ice House.
The Ice House
Ice
at the time,
House.
yeah.
Got the strip club.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they
place.
got real
Same
creative.
place.
They got
The
real
Spice
creative
House.
on the name. They're like, we're gonna think about this real hard.
Let's take the SP off.
Yeah, let's put an SP on there and put perfect.
There we go.
And let's
Spice.
put
at
fucking
the
naked
Ice
chicks on
House,
there.
Yeah.
You got to meet Dimebag and play a couple songs with him?
No, I didn't play any songs with him. What happened is they played, it was the Cowboys from Hell tour. They played the Quake on 4th Street. And
So what was the Quake? What is it now?
the other strip club.
Fantasy Girls.
Fantasy Girls. It's Fantasy
Really?
Girls. Yeah, that
Anything
was the
important
Quake.
came from a
No
strip club.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or became
Of
one.
course.
Or became one.
Or became one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played there. That
Yeah,
was
no shit. Wow.
when they were on the Cowboys from Hell tour.
Oh my god. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I went back there and just hung out and listened to Dimebag riff on some Van Halen.
Oh, I would have.
It was just like, wow.
Oh, shit.
And so watched them, and I believe there was a band called Absolute from at the time, and Wreckage that opened up for them. And then we were playing the after party, and that was a band called Crystal Axe, which I was
I've
like
heard
the
of them,
original. I was the original guitar player for. That was the band we played my 21st birthday.
Oh,
That was
okay.
Crystal Axe.
Oh, no shit.
But I had moved on. I was playing with a guy named Mario Guzman, who was playing guitar. I was playing bass. I think Patrick Mars on drums. Sean Marujo, who plays now in Brothers in Arms band. He was on guitar. And Greg's band, Crystal Axe, was opening for us. So the guys from Pantera came over, everybody but Phil.
Right.
And we were just all hanging out and drinking, and Dime would he was drinking Heinekens, and we were just drinking beers and whatnot. But when he would finish a beer, he'd throw it across the room into the brick wall, and it would smash.
No shit.
Shh. I'm just like, who the fuck does this guy think he is?
Nobody said anything.
No.
Yeah,
Nobody,
right.
no, of course.
No,
yeah.
it's Dimebag.
You gotta say something to Dime.
We
He's
just saw
fucking
him
smashing.
own the Quake, you
Yeah.
know. We were just like, wow.
Yeah.
Nobody had seen anything like that, really. But I guess maybe people were shocked a little bit. But I'm standing next to this guy myself. I think Chris Payne was there,
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
and
Oh, he had to have been young then.
Oh, yeah.
well, we all were.
Chris
You,
Payne,
Shane
your age?
Whitecloud.
Chris,
you guys.
Chris is a little bit. He's a little younger, but not much.
Yeah.
Shane wasn't even in town yet.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
Shane
really?
wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
Shane
is way
came
before
later.
then.
Chris,
Yeah.
Dark Carnival brought him here. Brought Shane.
Oh, no
to,
shit.
Yeah, we
I
brought.
didn't know that.
We brought Shane here.
Wow.
But yeah. So we drank, and then the guys in Pantera jumped on Crystal Axe's gear and riffed out a couple of
Really?
tunes, which none of it was Pantera.
Yeah.
But it was like one song was called "Pussy Tight."
Yeah.
Pussy tight, pussy tight.
So
it-
Benny was playing in everything, like everybody.
Vinny was- yeah, Vinny
and
was in-
Rex and everybody. Then,
Yes,
huh?
everybody
no
but Phil.
shit.
Yeah, everybody but Phil. And yeah.
I'm fucking envious.
And then we played after that.
I would've lost
We
my
played after that. So
Yeah.
Pantera opened up for.
How do you play after that too?
Yeah,
You're
how
like,
do you follow that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude!
don't,
I
you
mean,
walk away.
I got to
Yeah,
play.
exactly.
I got to play for Jimmy Page back in Psychobabble as well.
No shit.
Yeah, Jimmy Page came into the Tumbleweed when he was recording here with David Coverdale.
Really?
He recorded at Granny's. Again,
Granny's, yeah.
We owned Granny's.
Great fucking studio.
And
Love that place.
Dimitri, I got you.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta get Tim in there too.
Get Tim in there.
I've been drinking. Yeah. Hey, fellas.
Jolin.
so I was like maybe 24.
No shit.
And Jimmy Page.
No shit.
The bar owner was like, "Can you hold this spot for Jimmy Page?" I'm like,
Wait. Can you repeat
What?
that name again?
"Yeah, yeah."
Can I get that in writing?
There's a big glass, and I held up the glass to see what was in it. It was all vodka.
No,
It was
yeah.
just all vodka.
Fucking vacuum,
Whoa.
man.
fucking vodka.
So yeah, Jimmy came in and sat front row center, and we scared him away in about 3 songs.
Yeah, I don't see that being Jimmy's
No.
fucking cup
No.
of tea.
Not
there.
Hangar
No,
18.
no,
We were
no.
playing Hangar 18 and stuff. when
Oh
we
yeah.
walked
Oh
out.
dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
God damn.
Wow.
I wish I was born way later.
Wow.
See, actually, I had a Halloween show with one of my old bands, Lions Blade, that I mentioned earlier. We had the guitarists from REO Speedwagon show up to our gig.
Gary Richrath?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Out of
cool.
fucking nowhere.
That's
Nowhere.
cool.
We're just playing this like local bar. No reason to be there. It's just a Halloween party put on by like some friends. I don't know why he shows up, but my drummer looks at me, and my drummer was like super into like all these bands.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite as much. I was definitely like leaning a little bit heavier.
Right.
But he's like, dude, you know who the fuck that is? I'm like, no. He's like, dude, he's in REO Speedwagon. I'm like, oh shit.
Is that Gene Simmons
Or High Power Stanley.
or Richard Simmons for that?
Oh, I heard of you. I heard of you.
I
You
heard
must
of
be
ya.
Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, Corby, man.
Whoa.
So were you playing in Vegas on that one, or
this
was that
this was still in Simi Valley,
really?
middle of nowhere. I don't
All
know
right,
why
so
he was there.
I was
but
like, it would have made more sense if it was
would've.
like in L.A. Like, because
It
like
would've.
people fucking pop into everywhere.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was fucking middle of nowhere dive bar. Not even dive bar. It was like a fucking half bar, half like barbecue grill pizza place. I don't fucking know. It was weird. It was
Wow.
fucking weird. I don't get it.
Yeah. So when you came to L.A., and when you came from Paris, because you went to L.A. first, right?
No, I went straight to Simi Valley.
Okay,
I
so
just
you went
LA
to
'cause
Simi Valley,
It's just
okay.
easier to say LA.
So,
It's 20 minutes out.
Was that kind of a culture shock for you?
Yeah, because
or
were you speaking? Did you know any English coming
I
in?
did not speak a lick of English.
not a single?
I
lick?
learned from SpongeBob.
Are you fucking kidding
Shut
me,
the
dude?
fuck
Yep,
up.
I learned
You
English
learned
from
to
SpongeBob.
You
speak
spongy
English from-
motherfucker with your square pants, you dick. Yeah. That's all I knew for fucking 2 years. People knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Then fucking,
Oh, you
I
want a
was watching
cheeseburger?
it. I was watching it and the fucking SpongeBob. I was like, oh yeah, fucking mustard and ketchup. I'm like, I know those words. Those are the same in French. Oh my god.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when you came to America, okay, you how old were you again?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had spent a good portion of your life, living in Europe and that culture and all that. What did you think initially coming to America? Like,
This is a
what-
fucking
was it-
shithole. You moved to
were
fucking
you like,
Simi Valley.
holy shit's different, or were you
Google's
just
not
kinda
here,
like,
what the
okay,
fuck?
Just kind of
Well-
grooved into it, or
I definitely kind of grooved into it. It was definitely a little bit of a culture shock, but it's in France, Paris, kind of big city living.
Yeah.
You kind of
Right.
keep to yourself.
Yeah.
fantastic.
We had I went to school, then I went home,
Yeah.
and then on the weekends I might go out to like my grandparents', which lived out like in a farm area kind of
Hell
thing
yeah.
in
Cool.
France. So
Yeah.
that was cool. And every summer I spent like picking up potatoes out of dirt and all that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of shit.
dude.
Grinding. So that was it was a life. I hated it.
I would have loved
hated
it. Yeah, I seriously would have.
See, we would love it now.
Yeah.
But like
Right,
back
well,
then,
when you
it's
think
like
about
I'm
it,
wasting my fucking summer. I'm already at school all day.
fucking
all the
working
time.
here.
But you weren't heavy in the music at the time back then.
No.
so, I mean, that would have took. I would have been like, I ain't going to the fucking farm. I'm gonna play here on my bass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap at the bass.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Well, see, as I was older, I still kind of went occasionally, but then I could bring a guitar or whatever. So
Right.
it's something to do.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a culture shock. I mean, especially moving into like the suburbs.
Yeah.
Just being like, oh, everybody has a house. What? This is an apartment. Like, what?
You don't have goats?
We're
What
not
the fuck?
shoulder to shoulder
Yeah.
together.
I've
You don't have a
I've
great
heard of
fucking garden here?
I've heard of apartments, and I've heard of houses with like several acres of land. I've never heard of these fucking cookie cutter houses. What is this?
Oh, yeah.
What does my neighbor's house look exactly like mine? Like, you're telling me your grandfather didn't fucking build this house himself? What?
They watch
Contract.
Yeah, they watch the Flintstones too much.
Now, and so, how long was it until you met your stepdad Barry?
Oh man. So him and my mother actually met before I moved there.
Oh, okay.
So he was her reason for moving
Coming
here.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So they got married in France. She got her
Citizenship.
way in.
Yeah.
So so was he playing over there? How did that work? Because I'm guessing
He was actually playing the same festival that I played.
Oh no shit! But that was in Germany. You said
That
it
was in Germany, but my mother used to go to that show with her friend Valerie.
Yeah, because everything's close there. I was like,
Yeah, everything's
it's
close
like
there. So
$23 for a plane ticket over a different country. I was like,
you could even just drive.
Yeah, I know you
just
drive.
walk.
Yeah,
Yeah, you drive everywhere.
Take a
there,
train.
yeah.
until you're hitting.
I've taken a
fucking
train
Vespas
from
and shit in
Germany to
Italy.
France
that
to
was me.
Spain. It's like
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
Done deal. Yeah.
And when you have a passport from one of these European countries, you can generally go
I
to
know.
all of them.
Everywhere.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Dual
jealous.
citizenships.
Yeah, fuck.
So, and your stepdad was
Yes.
a sound engineer for you guys, yeah?
He was for Cyanate,
Yeah.
but realistically, he was always, his biggest call to fame, in my opinion, was he was in Christian Death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No
So-
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Barry's in
Yeah,
Christian
he was in
Death.
Christian
Even
Death.
when we
He's-
recorded, I didn't fucking know
He's,
that. I
he's
know
still
you
on the
guys believe it.
Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
No
on the
shit.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And we worked with Roz, and in his new band Mephisto Waltz,
Yeah.
I believe some of the earlier work is with Roz Williams.
Yeah.
So
Jesus
he's,
Christ.
and actually,
Hey, I
same
want to
fucking
take
thing.
that fucking sound, that mixing board I gave to you guys back.
Yeah.
It's worth a lot more now.
Yeah. Well, you should have him sign it first.
I know. I should sign it first. Yeah. Make sure you sign the back of it. Use silver Sharpie because it was black.
No, but I kind of grew up with these dudes with weird haircuts and tattoos and all that
Right,
shit.
right,
So I
yeah.
was, it's very normal to me.
Yeah.
So when I started getting tattoos, when I started dressing like this, well, my parents were totally cool with it. They were like,
Yeah.
I mean, we dress like that. What the fuck are we gonna
So
say?
you had the same upbringing as me, but on a very lower fucking scale of that.
I had it on the death rock gothic scale.
That
of
was me. That was my growing up. Was just straight fucking metal. It was nothing
Yeah.
else, and that's why when these guys go into other things, I'm like,
But see,
country.
that's the
What
thing.
the fuck
I
is
like,
that?
I like how you
That's-
say these guys, and it's just me right now.
I don't know.
But see, that's the thing. I was never really into goth or like death rock. I can handle.
Well, yeah,
I
and
can
same-
understand
same
it, but
here, yeah.
it's just kind of one of those things. I maybe I would have liked it if I didn't grow up with it, listening to it being recorded all the time.
Right.
But I'm just listening to it. I'm like, these singers, they're just singing like this all the time. Oh,
But
then I'm just like, that's okay. I can do better.
it should be a it should be a
That's
nostalgia.
what I
It
got.
should be a nostalgia thing though. Like once you
Well-
hear especially growing older and stuff,
Sure.
everybody goes back to that. Like, oh yeah, when I first start, I'm growing up and stuff. You hear these songs, and I'm like, I grew up with those songs. and
But
they're
that's the
great.
thing, I grew up with them because I had to.
Right.
But in my time, when I got to choose, System of a Down, every time. Why?
Surge is amazing, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like one of my favorite tracks, Dreaming.
is
It
that
was so
which,
weird.
Which album was that?
Uh,
Is that
That was-
Toxicity?
no.
It
That
was the
has to
same
be-
one with Attack Attack as the opening
No, it
track.
was the-
Sugar.
No, that's on Toxicity, I think.
Is it?
Sugar's not on Toxicity.
No,
Oh,
Sugar's on the
Sugar's
first
on
one.
it.
But
It's
I
that
think
first
he's on,
album, wasn't it?
He's on
Subtitles.
Toxicity. What you're talking about
Yeah.
is on Toxicity.
Toxicity.
Yeah.
That one's on
Okay.
Toxicity.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
think
okay.
that's like one of the first albums I owned, and I was like, this track is so weird. It like, I don't want to say it has like gothic influences, but like, the whole sound of the track,
Ominous.
No, yeah.
it's ominous. It's weird.
It was different. Yeah, it was
we'll take their
completely-
body parts and put them on the walls. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Wow.
What?
Well, it's funny where your influences come from, right? Because, we had the, where I came from growing up as a kid in the 80s era, because my mom was huge in the 80s and loved bands like Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Poison. And like when I was a kid,
Billy Ray Cyrus.
no, that came later.
Okay.
No, my mom had a VHS of all of Poison's music videos.
I'm sorry.
And when I was a kid, I used to play that and pretend I was, the lead singer, the guitar
Was it
player.
Bret-
I was
Bret-
Bret Hart
Bret Hart, yeah.
or
Bret Michaels.
Bret Hart.
Michaels.
We're going
That's
into
a wrestler.
wrestling right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Undertaker's coming in the
Bret
after.
Michaels. I always get those two mixed
Yeah.
up. I don't know why.
there's
But
too many
Bret
Brets.
Michaels and Cece. I always used to pretend I was one or the other.
Cece was a fucking
Oh, man.
madhouse, dude.
But that was the thing, is like I grew up with that, and then eventually it grew into the alternative, like Pearl Jam and 9 Inch Nails and Alice in Chains, and then I hit I think it was like 5th or 6th grade into middle school. It was hip hop, because that's what my friends were listening to, and so I still derive a lot of my. When I write vocals and lyrics, I derive a lot of my hip-hop influence from that era, because there's a lot of wordplay and there's a lot of that going on, and that's where I derive from. But metal, and it's funny because Toxicity was a huge influence, but so is like Drowning Pool. When Sinner came out, I was all about that album. And
Disturbed, dude.
With
I didn't.
Sickness.
Yeah, no,
I
didn't.
would run that album over and over.
Yeah, but see, I didn't like
It
them.
was so. Well, see, that was the thing, is like I immediately was drawn to it because I was like, this dude's doing monkey noises.
Yeah,
Like,
so
this is
you
fucking
guys
cool.
have that,
but doing it in a way that isn't it's not like ooh, they're not singing it.
Right,
They're,
yeah.
"Oh, wow,
Yeah,
and it was like,
Fuck
ooh,
off, you dicks.
and
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, and it got you riled up, and that's what drove me into metal.
Yeah, no.
And Korn did the same thing for me as
Yeah,
well.
so Disturbed, I didn't like them until so I went to Ozfest 2001 and I saw them live. And this goes back to like watching bands live.
Yeah,
and you have a totally different perspective on them when you see them live.
Right.
So Disturbed, you guys listen to, you guys are vocalists, so you guys
Oh, yeah,
were
we listen
drawn
to
to
David
that
Draper.
anyway.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But watching them live, I was like, dude,
changes your
Well,
world.
remember,
It
I was a
changes it.
bassist at the time.
yeah. Well, you're all
was on
around. You're
bass.
just a fucking musician. You just grew into that shit.
Speaking live shows, though, I've seen my fair share.
Yeah.
Hands down, every single time that I think about it, there's only 2 bands that really stand out to me as like the best shows I've ever seen.
Hanson.
I saw Death Clock at the Adult Swim Festival.
Yes.
7 different mosh pit. My buddy got hit in the stomach so hard he fucking puked on people. I went crowd surfing. It was a great time.
Yeah.
But other than that, Steel Panther.
Oh,
You
Yes!
you have a bunch of stories on Steel Panthers.
I-
So he's
have-
seen them like fucking ridiculous amount of times. So
Yeah.
he has stories on Steel Panther though.
One of my old bands, we used to practice, go out to eat, and then go catch their shows. And I can't remember if it was on Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Oh shit.
But at the Hollywood House of Blues,
Yeah.
$20
In LA, yeah.
to see Steel Panther.
Done.
Yeah.
Right?
Done.
Right? They were so good. They always had
Too
like
expensive.
the funniest shit going on.
Well,
they
yeah.
were always on point, super professional. The greatest part, if you talk to them off stage, they were the nicest fucking people you've
I'm
ever
sure.
met. Nicest fucking people.
Well, even on stage, those guys
Even on
they would
stage.
bring
Oh, yeah,
people up
absolutely.
and fucking.
Well, I
just
mean,
chill
that's
with them.
because, you get the girls up stage.
No, well, I remember.
Show me
I
them
remember
titties.
watching a video though. They brought like a fucking kid up to shred on the guitar,
Oh, yeah.
and the guy was like,
I
the
met
guy-
that
he-
kid.
Did you meet him?
I met that kid.
Were you
No
there at
shit.
that fucking show?
I wasn't there at that show. I met him later on.
No shit.
Yeah.
The dude that killed the fucking thing, and the guy walked off. He was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, I ain't gonna fucking."
There you go.
No, but they're great. Like, there was one time, like, after one of their shows, my drummer is talking to one of them, sitting down, goes to the bathroom. Satchel, the guitarist,
Satchel,
Oh, yeah.
takes a seat, for a while. As soon as the moment my drummer gets back, he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry, I took your seat. Here, go ahead." Like, stands up, gives him his seat back. I'm like,
Yeah.
"You're fucking famous."
Yeah.
And you're
giving
standing
up
up
this-
and giving this random
Yeah.
fucking dude
Yeah.
your seat. That you, I mean, technically, yeah, you took it, but like, No one would have cared. No one would have cared. They'd have been like, oh yeah, whatever. You took the seat, I left. It's fair game, right? No, this dude got up and he's like, go ahead.
Wow.
And every fucking time, like, he's one of the other people that I saw at NAMM. I went up to him and I started talking to him. I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, he actually remembered who I was. I'm like, dude.
No, he
Shut
didn't.
the fuck
Yeah.
up.
No, he fucking didn't.
Yeah. Him and Gus G remembered who I was.
No
just
shit.
because of how many fucking times we've seen him. And again, like, one of the main things, like, dude, when we did I believe it was the Pussy Whip music video, it was a fucking hot day. We all hated being there. We weren't being paid.
Yeah.
The dude were like, you know what? These people are here all fucking day. It's taking a lot longer than it should have. We're getting them catered food.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Fucking Pollo Loco fucking catered all to us. Didn't have to fucking pay a thing.
Nice.
It was a great time. Just hung out with them. And I remember their old bassist now, because they just, he just left the band.
I was gonna bring. Did you audition?
I should have. I
should've
really
fucking
should.
auditioned.
I fucking
You
should have.
missed your opportunity.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I honestly, the main thing holding me back from that was my age. I was like,
That
I
doesn't
couldn't
matter,
keep
man.
up.
Yeah, you
I,
could. Shave your fucking beard, put on some
There you
fucking
go.
makeup, dude.
Spandex.
You'd have
I've
been
got a pair of
fucking good to
spandex
go,
in my
dude.
closet.
You know,
Yeah.
the runner-up is in Reno.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because Jared
Ed-
posts about. Jared
Ed
knows
Shirley,
him.
Cameron.
Jared.
Yeah.
Oh, Cameron. Was it Cameron?
Cameron.
Yep.
Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I hope he makes it, dude.
I hope so too.
If
He didn't.
the guy
I
who
think he did.
took it does not,
He's up.
Cameron's up.
Really? No
Yeah.
shit. So he was runner up then.
Oh, yeah.
But Cameron's a great bass player.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a great metal keyboardist.
Really?
So I'm sure there's a band that might be looking for
Oh,
a metal
yeah.
keyboardist.
Yeah, but if he gets that fucking gig,
I know
he goes
what-
suck
Yeah,
his dick.
yeah. he doesn't want that gig.
No.
He doesn't want that gig.
What? The Steel Panther gig?
No,
TOA.
another gig that of a.
Oh
another
yeah,
band
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know
No,
about.
oh yeah, 100%. He
Yeah.
wouldn't want that shit.
But no. When it comes to Steel Panther, like, she's a bunch of cool guys. Anyone who hasn't seen them,
No,
should.
I just
Yeah.
if
Go.
you haven't
You
heard
should.
Steel
Go.
Panther,
They're
you're,
cheap.
You're,
They're
you're
cheap.
living
They
in a
throw-
cave right now.
Oh, I
That would be
know.
me.
Really, you haven't?
I've not seen them. I've
You haven't
not
looked them
really-
up or
They're
anything?
just-
I've,
Oh,
I've
you-
heard them.
they're
I've
just
heard
a good
them.
time.
Okay.
Because
And
you
that's-
know a lot of people though. Because we
Yeah.
were playing Soulfly. You know Dino too as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a lot of connections with some extremely
names, yeah.
huge names.
I took Dino to lunch actually.
That night?
Yeah.
You
that
did?
Day. Yeah.
No shit.
We went to Super Burrito.
Oh, really?
I said,
bet
"What do
he
you
loved
want?" He
that.
said,
Burrito.
"Mexican."
Hey, but hold up. Did you go to the one on Plum?
Yes.
You failed.
That was good. Dino dug it.
Yeah, so you
Dino
didn't want the
liked it.
pizzas though, huh? You didn't want the pizzas?
No.
Yeah.
When I called, he said, "How fast can you get here? I'm hungry." I'm like, 20 minutes, man. It was when I was gonna
Yeah.
pick up the tickets.
I like that. You
Oh,
know,
shit.
the biggest thing here wasn't. It was just like you took him out. It wasn't the fact that Dino called you.
Yeah.
No
Dino
shit.
called you. Well, that's what I'm talking about because it's not just Dino though. You have a lot of
Yeah.
you talk to a lot of huge names though. Like
And of all those big, you guys have had your experiences and you've met a lot of really, like, people that you look up to and you're like, oh, those guys are badass. Who are some of the people that you talk to the most that you're like, oh, those guys are famous? Like,
Yeah.
Who are some of the people you still talk to today that you're like, oh yeah, those guys are still on the map?
Myself.
yeah.
that.
I mean, you're the most famous person I know.
Honestly,
That-
though,
Ouch.
I mean, that I don't know personally. That are like Facebook type people.
No,
or-
just in general. Like, if you could say, like, I know this person.
Well, we know a
well,
lot
and
of that
they're-
is
they're a
Facebook
big
chatter.
name.
Like it's a
Yeah.
lot of chat, but you also have like where people go back and forth with you all the time. That's huge names.
and I agree with you.
Yeah. I
that one
I
right
upset
there.
Billy Sheen.
That
a little
motherfucker
while
right there.
back.
You upsetted
A
Billy
little,
Sheen.
We're politically a little bit different.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
care
yeah.
for something
Yeah.
I posted or something. Actually, you know what it was is I remember what it was, and it was no offense to anybody in his band, the Winery
offense
Dogs. They're
Right.
an amazing bunch of talented folks, but I forgot what band I was talking about. Oh, I know what it was. They're a three-piece. Somebody had said, and it might have even been Jim.
They're the best three-piece ever.
They might have, and it might have been Jim.
Jim,
Your
Jim
bass
Wilson.
player.
Okay.
Jim Wilson?
Jim
I don't know
Wilson.
if it was Jim or not, but
Yeah.
somebody had wrote
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and I wrote, well, you guys are great, but what do you have that is going to stand the test of time? That's going to be generational,
Right.
comparative to Rush.
I was gonna say the best fucking 3-piece ever is gonna be Rush.
Yeah.
Comparative to Rush, and that
Yeah.
was what it was. They're a 3-piece.
Not
Somebody
Green
said-
Day?
We're not from Canada.
I
That's
don't-
what we
I don't-
got.
I don't know if it was Jim, but it was somebody had said you're the best 3-piece ever, and I didn't mean any offense or anything, and I just happened to write, what song's going to be that generational tune
Right.
Yeah.
from the winery?
It's called
dogs?
Subdivisions.
And I think Billy Sheen took a little offense to.
Oh, he chimed in on that. Huh?
He,
It was his project.
yeah. He plays bass for Winery Dogs.
Oh, so that's
Okay.
a 3-piece. I don't know too much about it.
I don't either, really, but I know they're talented. I mean, everybody in that band.
Who else is in the band? You know?
Oh, I think Richie Kotzen, and the Mike Portnoy.
Oh,
Really? No shit.
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I mean, Mike
guy-
Portnoy.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
that
mean,
guy's
come
a
on, dude.
G on drums.
Why the fuck is that guy into everything, too?
Dude,
man?
the guy is phenomenal.
Good drummers are hard to come by.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no
A good
kidding.
drummer is never gonna fucking go
No
hungry.
kidding.
Yeah. No,
Mike
we'll
Portnoy.
definitely go hungry.
I mean, you'll go hungry, but you won't go.
I was like,
hungry
I'm
for a
eating
band.
top ramen. I don't even know about our fucking
Mike
finances.
Portnoy is the reason that I even knew who Dream Theater was.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Because I remember seeing a solo that he had done at some, it was weird.
it a drum
like
solo?
Yeah, it was like a...
It's probably at NAMM, 100%.
Well, I don't know. It might have been. Because it was a weird, I don't know. It felt like it was like a basement. It was like a video, and I was like, who the hell is Mike Portnoy?
He's
And I
everywhere.
watched this guy just all right, guys.
Because he's a
and,
fucking alien.
And I'm like, holy hell.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? And
Yeah.
I'm like, Dream Theater? Who's Dream Theater?
Yeah.
And I found...
Dude, all
That's
the
the thing,
musicians in Dream Theater, though, are fucking...
All
God.
musicians know Dream Theater.
Yes.
As a
Yes.
bassist,
Yes.
I was like,
As
John Mayong is my
bassist,
fucking
anything,
favorite
really.
person
Dude,
ever.
it's all... Yeah.
John Mayong was
You know who
fucking
Dream Theater
amazing.
is.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
Dream Theater. If
Yeah.
you're... I mean, I
you're
don't want to say
living
if you're
under
a
a
serious
rock.
musician, but chances are if you're a musician, you know Dream Theater, and you're like, these guys are fucking insane.
They're
You
different.
don't have to love metal
No.
to appreciate Dream Theater.
Oh, fuck no.
You can be a classic rock fan. You can be a 80s alternative. You can be a modern metal fan, and you will appreciate what Dream Theater does.
It's because they don't fit in a
Man,
category.
they
No,
don't.
they don't.
They're all
They
over the
don't.
place.
It's
and I love
it's
it.
a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Amazing band.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys had mentioned Disturbed earlier. I saw them
Yeah.
for free at the Little Waldorf.
What?
Oh,
On
shit.
Halloween.
The
At
little
the
Waldorf?
Little Wall.
That had to have been early.
I saw
early.
Dream Theater and Fate's Warning at the place called Delmar Station.
Yeah.
Saw Marilyn Manson at a place called the Fallout Shelter.
Oh, no shit.
Wow.
And I now
White
want to jump
Zombie
over and
at the
punch you in the
Tumbleweed.
throat.
Oh, where
I mean,
was the
just all
Fallout?
these-
Where was the Fallout?
Well, that's what I was
shelter?
saying. The
It was-
Fallout, I've heard of that.
Where was that?
It was in, like the basement of some casino
Yeah.
I saw
downtown.
Offspring at the Fallout
Offspring.
Yeah,
Back
probably.
in the day, way back.
My
in the day.
sister went to go see them. I'm pretty sure. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
He
that's
doesn't
where.
have a mic. He doesn't.
Yeah. Fuck you, Mike.
But that's
Mike doesn't have
yeah,
a
the
mic.
Fallout Shelter.
Mike doesn't have a mic.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm just
Reroute
lucky
it.
and blessed to see that kind of shit. You know, I talked to the guys in Disturbed
Yeah,
that
you can
night.
just
Well,
plug
that's what
one.
I'm saying. Like, that's why I say you're always in the music scenes, and that's why I'm saying you have a lot of fucking stories that
Yeah.
I'd love to
Been
get out
blessed,
of you.
man. Been
Yeah.
blessed.
Yeah.
Dino, I would say is kind of one of my mentors.
Yeah.
Phil Demmel,
Yeah.
another person I would call out as a mentor.
I met him and his wife. Actually, we hung out with his
Yeah.
wife at NAMM last time we were there.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Phil-
She's the keyboardist of Bleeding Through. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So she was a huge fan of my wife. She actually connected with my wife.
Oh,
I wasn't
God,
really there.
man.
So, but
Marta.
yeah, Marta.
Marta.
Yeah. Phenomenal. I saw them
Phenomenal.
at New
We went,
Oasis.
I saw them at the New Oasis.
Yeah, I think
with
we were at the
Walls
same
of
show.
Jericho.
We
Yep.
were lucky too.
That's the show that she
that's
was
the
fucking
show.
like grinding on my face. I was like, dude, I swear to God, I was like,
Don't
just-
tell him that.
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
BP before Phil.
Yeah. No, well, it wasn't her. It was Walls of Jericho.
Oh, different. Okay.
Yeah, she
yeah,
was,
yeah.
dude. She was fucking phenomenal, dude.
That,
And it was not
it
just
was
because she was
Martyr-
grinding on
it
my
was
face.
Martyr
either.
AD
Yep.
Walls of Jericho
Yes.
and Bleeding Through.
Yep.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
remember that show. That was
Fucking
my
great
that was
show.
my first like hardcore like
Metal show.
we're gonna die at this show. Like, you know, it's like
Dude, I was gonna die of
I was
suffocation.
there-
I was in fucking deep into
I was-
fucking vagina at the time.
I was there with my sister, and my sister was like, "I don't know if this is okay." And I'm like, "We're gonna die."
Yeah.
It was like, "We're gonna die here," and that
Worth
was
it.
that was
Yeah.
that was such an incredible show.
Yeah.
Oh man. So when it comes, you guys know a lot of musicians, and we all have our inspirations. If you could pick one musician that you wish you could have worked with, who would that be?
Worked with that I
you're like,
haven't.
That's very
No,
tough.
yes, and let's go that you haven't.
That I
If you were like, man, if I could have worked with that musician, who would it have been?
Okay, I kind of it's probably one of those musicians that I would kind of tend to put a little bit on a pedestal. I'd probably say Trent Reznor.
Oh, yes. I grew up 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
A whole ton.
Trent's, I mean, he's genius.
Yeah.
He's genius. You could name all these different people that are amazing musicians.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not even saying that I'm in Trent's universe.
Yeah.
But I feel that maybe I could learn something from Trent that I
Right.
might not learn from, say, a Steve Vai.
Right.
Steve Vai is kind of this other universe.
But limited in terms of what they know, right? Guitar. It's like, oh, if it was a guitarist, Steve Vai. But Trent is very well rounded.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's why I guess I would call out Trent Reznor, is because he is so well rounded. It's not just, a great lyricist, somebody who is a great producer.
Yeah.
He's just, I mean, outside of Prince, when he was alive, Prince and Trent Reznor, those are the two
Right.
top as far as what they're doing in their hands in the business, as far as rock and roll and mainstream
Right.
rock and roll. I guess I would say not so much maybe top 40 or anything like that,
Right.
but
I mean, I put him in my top 5. Easy,
Oh, yeah,
for
easy.
sure. That guy is phenomenal.
he's doing the headphones with Dre.
Yeah.
He does iTunes.
Yeah.
He's just got his hands in everything. And
the guy's a
and-
genius.
Exactly. And that's, I think, why I would call him out is it wouldn't even necessarily need to be bass or guitar or anything.
Right.
It's just like what
Overall.
exactly what can I glean off of it?
Right.
So that's who I guess I would call out.
For sure. I agree. I love that answer. What about you, Dimitri?
Oh man. Well, this is kind of an obvious one because I've mentioned this, but Brandon Small. The dude is, in my opinion, a very, very good guitar player.
Yeah.
The dude has a hilarious mindset. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just so funny. It's so good.
I know.
But I mean, we're talking about someone who, we're talking about like Dream Theater and great fucking
Exactly.
band.
Yeah.
We're talking about someone who has been so impactful in the death metal scene
Exactly.
that he can get the fucking drummer from Dream Theater and say, "Hey, I just wrote, this new album. I want you to drum for me."
But
And he's like,
not
"Yeah, let's do it."
Not only that, but somebody who can write a song just instrumentally,
Oh yeah.
right? And that's the beauty about music is, you have those people like Trent who can do it all, right? From drums to electronic to guitars to vocals and lyrics. And then you got people who are musicians that are Smalls. Oh my
But
God.
he's not just a musician, is
He's,
he?
No,
he's
he's
much
not.
like Trent, I would say.
And
Brandon
I agree.
Smalls.
I agree with that 100%. Because the big thing about music is you're telling a story, but you're not telling a story just entirely through the words that you say, but through the melodies that you create and the lyrics, or the lyrics combined tell that story, and that's that's the beauty about music, right? And so when it comes to like the influence of how I create a story, do you have like that I have that person or that musician that goes, yeah, that person really, gives me that opportunity to write something that is impactful, meaningful, or something of that nature? Or is it some of those like, oh, I just do my thing, I flow with it? Or you as one of those people, especially, being a bass player, you drive the music, Tim, right? You have that rhythm, you have that, okay, I'm going to keep the melody and the rhythm, right? The tempo. Do you have that like sense of, okay, I'm going to build a storyline about what I do?
I think in some of my stuff that I've done at home, just my own stuff is more storyline than what I've done with the band.
Yeah.
Because the band is kind of, the bands are following kind of what everybody else is doing, and
right.
I'm thinking from that perspective, as opposed to, kind of like writing from scratch from nothing.
Right.
And I think that some of the stuff that I have at home is more along the lines of like, not necessarily Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah.
But if you've heard some of Trent's instrumental, like Ghost, I think it's 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's done more Ghost since then, but that album, influenced me a lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of his instrumentals off of other albums. I think for me, my favorite Nine Inch Nails album is The Fragile. And I think that some of the instrumentals off of The Fragile, incredible. And it just,
absolutely.
I think that my own stuff, I kind of feel, I like the feel of the way that Trent vibes with the music, and the music, how it vibes. And that's kind of more or less how I've written at home. Mm-hmm. And it's stuff that I haven't really, brought to any band or anything.
Yeah.
Just stuff that my own thing.
Yeah.
And maybe
why haven't you? I'm going to speak of this as being in the band. So
you've heard some of the stuff. You've heard me doing that.
Motherfucker, why haven't you brought
tapping
that to
thing,
the
and
table?
it's
yeah, but a
kinda
lot of
cool
our
little-
stuff's not like, because I know The Fragile, and it's not like anything that is kind of would fit into what we're used to playing with, though.
Exactly.
But I would love to, and don't get me wrong, I would love to dive into a bunch of different shit. But
Yeah.
I would love to have you bring more of that on too, as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got some. You saw me doing the finger picking
Yep.
thing.
No, yeah, we dived a little bit into that too as well. Yeah. Well, we also, because Dimitri also came up with a bunch of guitar licks too that we started fucking around with. And you wouldn't know looking at him, but he's actually a great guitar player too as well.
I play everything.
Yeah. His hair doesn't get in the way too much. Yeah.
The worst thing is when you're singing live on stage and you get hair like this,
Yeah.
and it just goes down your throat.
How about the blood though?
It's not too bad. It doesn't taste good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
it's not as bad as the
You're
hair.
not supposed to drink it.
Shh, I don't know that.
Not exactly.
Is this a
edible.
shot? It's a little dark.
Sometimes
And
you just gotta go
syrupy.
with it.
I hope you're really like food flavoring.
You're right, yeah.
Food coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we
See,
use
but you would
pig's
think-
blood.
You would think.
Oh,
that food
we're
coloring would
getting
be
some incomings on shots here.
On that note,
Ooh,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Look at that.
It's a little spermies.
Oh.
Look at
Here,
that.
hold on, let me fill my own.
This
This whole show has been really getting me off.
Yeah.
You know?
Get you off, you say.
yeah.
What is this?
Is this a bachelorette party? What the fuck are we doing here? A fucking sperm on here? I'm not drinking this fucking thing.
Yeah, you are.
You have to.
Dude, what the I gotta ask
Put your
what's in
purse
here.
down. And
Is
just,
this-
you know,
oh here, you can take this truly if you can.
you're near beer.
Just in 5 minutes.
Is this Alfredo sauce in here? That's the only way I'm fucking...
Just pretend like it is.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Did you guys
Okay.
drink any of
I'm
before?
okay with it because it says product of Germany.
Germany. Oh, no, dude.
Is
Dude,
it
trust
from-
me,
is
I've
it-
been to
is it from
Germany.
Germany?
Das
No,
Gute.
No, I've been to Germany too. I pissed off a lot of people there actually, because I'm American and I fucking just ask stupid questions apparently.
Squirmy.
Squirmy.
What the hell?
Yeah, you're supposed to drink
Get
it.
in here.
That's not for procreation. You're supposed to drink that.
Use it as a tap.
Don't shake it. You got to mix up the fucking shit that's sitting on the bottom for fucking 2 years. How many people are
so
buying
weird.
these?
Just suck it out.
Just suck on it.
It's like
That's a pina colada.
it's like a pina colada mixed with like a.
You guys gay.
No, you.
We're gay because you gave us some fucking spermy shots to
yeah.
fucking deal with.
That's bad.
What is that? It's like a. It's
Not
like
that
a.
there's anything wrong.
You're asking Mike what is that, and he hasn't even taken
It's
a
like-
fucking
it's like a
drink of the
pina-
damn
it's
thing.
like
It's like, don't worry about it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
what it is? It's like a pina colada mixed with like a horchata.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna
that's
say, it
right,
reminds
yeah,
me
That's what
of rum chata.
yeah. Rum chata? What the fuck is that?
You've never had rum chata?
No, this must be a
It's some
European
drinking
thing.
A sperm.
Yeah, it's a drinking a sperm.
It's like drinking, taking
Oh.
a hot load to the mouth.
Okay.
Drink.
You guys spent too many times in some saunas here.
You saw it here, guys.
Yeah.
We just took a hot load on camera, live.
Not I.
Someone post this on
Not
Pornhub.
I, say I.
I'm just gonna set that there for now.
Put it in the shot glass. Put my load in the shot glass.
Me is I and I is him.
I mean, it looks
Slim with a tilted grin.
looks like you're sucking on lollipops.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Just floating in front of you.
It's all fun. It's all fun. We've got some guests in the studio today.
Yeah, they're in the VIP
we got Mr.
lounge.
Scott Schlinghide
Yeah.
from
Make some noise.
episode 3. Make some noise.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got Mr. Jote
Yeah.
from Hungary.
Who bailed on us on
Master-
our Valentine's
Yeah, what the
show.
fuck?
Jolte
But-
of love. Ladies
listen,
out there.
Ladies.
Listen, he is
Yeah.
a master cowbell player.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right.
He's got other priorities.
Amazing bass player.
And looking for a
Absolutely.
mate.
awesome.
Male or
Awesome
female.
bass player.
Turns me on. So when it comes to music, okay, I guess I'll get us back on
Hey,
track.
thank you, because I'm fucking, I'm derailing this.
It's like a
motherfucker
fucking
like
free for all on
Yeah.
this motherfucker. But so when it comes to you guys play and have played in multiple groups, right? What are some other groups, or are you guys have any other like projects in place that you're like, hey, I want to get this off the ground, or are you guys just kind of sticking with what you got?
Yeah,
going
anything
on?
you guys are starting,
anything
or
you're working
anything
on?
You want to maybe get something going?
Well, there's a couple things that I, do with some people.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that Cyanate is what I like doing the most. I think it's got the type of music I like. I think it's got the people that I just really vibe with.
Right.
If it were up to me, it would be like, listen, I would push Cyanate all the way.
Yeah, but you also ventured it off into a little bit of condemned existence as well. Then.
I did for a bit. The main thing is we were having a really weird time with Cyanate.
What? No, that doesn't
What?
happen.
Weird times? No. And between that and my schedule changing, for the university and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because you're
we
like
just,
a genius, like Stephen Hawking's.
Ooh. I hope I don't get a wheelchair too.
Yeah, I'll get you one. I got one.
Is that a promise?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But I think there was just mostly some scheduling issues with that. But absolutely love the dudes. Like when I went in there to practice, for the first rehearsal, I was like, holy shit, these guys are fucking on it. Like these are songs I've never heard before. And obviously I try my very best to just come up with random things on the spot to sound good. But I'm like, these guys are on another level as well. It's just there's a lot of really, really good bands out there.
yes,
I guess is what I'm trying to
yes,
say.
there is.
And it just so happens that Cyanate is a full band that works best with my schedule.
Yeah,
And I believe in Cyanate. I don't know.
I believe in.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Tim, what about you? I know you had a post up not too long ago. That's actually how we got Dimitri. Is Tim actually posted about we're looking for a vocalist.
Yeah.
And I remember we went through quite a bit of vocalists actually until we ran into Dimitri over here.
Well, let's see. I think we were kind of Cyanate was kind of taking a little break,
Yeah.
and
Was this
yeah,
after Logan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then Bloodphage kind of came along.
Bloodphage was another project that myself
Yeah.
and Tim were a part of.
So yeah, you guys both started in the what is it again?
Bloodphage.
Bloodphage with the
Bloodphage.
guitarist Maxwell
Max.
Stahl.
Yeah.
Max. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very
Yeah.
good.
And
Great
I
band,
think I
great
found them through Craigslist.
Okay.
And we met and gelled, and I really dug what they were doing. And, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to young folk,
Oh, what, Dimitri? Cover
but
your ears.
not a whole ton of younger folks are as dedicated as they should be. And
Right.
and maybe myself when I was younger, in my young 20s, I probably should have been a lot more dedicated than I am today.
Yeah. It's just a trend then with the younger age then.
Go figure,
Right,
like
yeah,
there's, but, I saw these, start talking to these guys, Dimitri and Max, and I was like, holy shit, these fuckers are serious, man. They're good. They're serious. So, we met at a bar. It was kind of you want to keep things
Casual.
public and casual and
Right,
whatnot when
right,
you're
right.
first meeting somebody, but we seemed to gel off the first fucking go. And it was like they were kind of like, here's what we have to offer, and I was kind of like, here's what I have to offer.
Oh, so you guys had stuff that you were showing each other, like.
Well,
just,
no, I mean
Not necessarily
No, okay.
their connections, my connections,
influences.
Barry,
And such.
Right, yeah.
It's my connections,
Right, yeah.
So we kind of, started jamming and stuff, and we actually recorded at, with Barry a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing ever really became of it. Max kind of started doing something else, and now he's back playing music again.
Really?
Yeah, he's playing with Ghost Lives Matter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Did they
played
find a
that.
drummer yet?
Yes, maybe.
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 I'd love to hear that.
You might be jamming
I
with them
might
as well.
be. I might
No
be.
shit.
Yeah.
Great musicians, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
phenomenal musicians.
Yeah, they, Max asked me to come and try out, and they haven't officially asked me, but when I told them that, hey, I didn't know I was in the band because they said something, and
Right.
they said, oh, well, you can't leave now unless you die.
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, we're going
so-
back to the mob scene
That's
here.
metal as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm walking here.
Pretty much, and I think
I'm
that's exactly
walking
what
here.
Max said. He said, that's a little extreme, but metal as fuck.
Yeah.
But and then we have, I put out a little post, and we have 3 drummers that have like gone, yeah, okay, we'll try out. It's like, holy shit, where the fuck did you guys come from?
Yeah,
I would
that's
love
funny.
to. I would love to do American Idol thing where I'm like sitting there as fucking Simon, and just like, all right, go ahead and play.
But that's
Well,
the
so-
thing. Like
That
that
was
band
great, but I think you
is.
should have did this.
That's the thing. That
Right,
band is technical death metal. They don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Technical death metal
it's
doesn't
it's
fuck
a
around.
proggy kind of thing. And
It's
Is it?
not
Yeah,
easy.
okay.
well,
It is not
also,
easy.
since we had this wealth of drummers that just decided to show up.
Where
in
the
Reno,
fuck are these drummers coming
I
from?
tell him, one is from Cell. He's from the band Cell.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
which is
okay,
another
yeah.
great
Yeah,
band.
great band,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess on a hiatus, and I remember them being good, and him being a really good drummer.
Yeah.
So he kind of has come out and asked, about trying out, and I mentioned Rathbane too, and reached out to Sean, ironically today, to see if Rathbane would, if he would want to jam some Rathbane. Now,
Sean, the Sean I'm thinking of.
yeah, I think so.
Same
so.
Rathbane.
Sean.
Sean,
Why can't I think of Sean's last name?
guitar player.
Lang. Sean Lang.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
cool
see,
guy.
with
Fucking
Sean,
amazing guy.
amazing guitar player.
Yeah.
But doesn't necessarily want to play out live.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot like me, where it's like, it has to be the right fucking thing. Like,
Even that, he might jam and be into playing in a band and jamming as a band, but not necessarily playing out live as a band.
yeah,
Recording, yeah,
I know that's. I'd rather play. That's me. If I'd be in a studio all day long, but
Right,
if you
and
want
be
to
in
play
the
live,
studio.
go fuck
Yeah.
yourself.
As a singer, I don't get that.
No, yeah.
It's
No, Scott's totally different too. He's on the other side of that spectrum.
yeah, exactly. And that's
Rock
what
out
Sean
with your
wants to
cocktail.
do. And if he ever wanted to play live, if Rathbane ever did get together and be worthy of playing stuff, out live,
Yeah.
then fuck, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Rathbane's awesome,
I know, yeah. We should have him fucking come write some shit with us.
dude. I exactly. With
I would
Sean,
love to fucking mingle with that guy and fucking just write some shit.
He's probably, I would say, is the person that I kind of made the most leaps with
Connections
playing
and
wise.
stuff.
Yeah.
No offense to Pat
Yeah.
from Dark Carnival.
Yeah.
Pat was an amazing guitar player
Yes,
too,
he
and
was,
took me
yeah.
to another level.
Yeah.
But then when I met Sean, I met Sean at what would be Dark Carnival's last show.
Yeah.
And Sean, show was on Friday, I think.
Sean played in Dark Carnival?
No, I met him. A guy named Nate brought Sean to a Dark Carnival show, which was
Okay.
our last show at.
Yeah.
I think it was at Knuckleheads.
Okay.
And
Knuckleheads.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
that was on a Friday, and Sean and I were jamming on a
That's a
Sunday.
bad story.
Oh, no
about
shit.
Knuckleheads.
And just kind of started going
Can't
from
wait to
there. It
hear
took
it.
us about
It's-
2
it's
years
all
to
me,
find
though.
a drummer.
Yeah.
We found an amazing drummer, and but he
Remember-
had another gig going on that was in a jam band where he was getting paid about a couple $100 a night, and
Yeah.
food and getting
Yeah.
put up in a hotel.
That's
so,
what we have to deal with here in Reno is
Right,
that
right.
fucking jam bands who deal with
Yeah,
casinos
casino
and
bands
shit.
Right.
and jam
Fucking
bands.
God, because
But
they
see,
get
that's-
paid
yeah,
unreal
exactly.
amounts.
Not
When
the
I moved
casino
here,
bands, but the jam bands.
Oh no, my
can.
dad runs casino bands and he makes fucking good money.
Really?
I
Oh
shit
yeah.
you not.
What?
When I moved up here, I had almost like a mentor who ran the local rehearsal space.
Yeah.
I forget his last name. First name Rob. Absolutely super
Alfred.
influential to me.
Alfred.
And he one of the main things he told me is listen, when you're up in Reno, I know you've got the cuts, do shit with music.
Clearly, you did a festival in Germany. 2000
But he's like,
people.
listen, go to casinos. Try to get into one of them casino bands because you can actually make a living off of that
Yeah.
shit.
You know,
Yeah.
you can, and that's the kind of the battle
Right,
we have
right,
with
right.
our different. Because our music's not gelling. You're
No.
not gonna have us in fucking Cyanate playing out, Atlantis.
Yeah. No, yeah.
can't-
We would have to step it back a few times.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I gotta beg to differ on that. Just
Really?
because when I ran the sound at the Peppermill.
Okay.
Oh,
I
no
ran
shit.
the sound in the cabaret.
Oh, you know my dad. then.
Those
I know.
guys got paid about $100 a night.
Oh, that's not what's going on right now.
Well, maybe not now, but back then they were making about $100 a night. And what was funny about it is I had a big Dark Carnival poster that was from Jägermeister.
Yeah.
I remember that
My-
one. Yeah.
My duo
Yeah.
hype,
Yep.
my duo hawk.
Yep.
And a few of them would say, "That's where it's at, man."
What? And
That's where
that's
it's at.
that's the thing about playing in a town like Reno, because it is very casino prominent, right? That's what people really come here for, right? And the Tahoe. You're
Yeah,
so close
casino
to
and Tahoe.
right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Skiing or lakes.
right,
yeah, yeah.
right. So, but the thing about casino bands is you have that opportunity to play to the general public, passerbyers or people gambling, or even just people who are like, oh, live music, and generally they go with bands that are cover bands because they play music that is like, oh, everybody
Safe.
knows this stuff,
Yeah.
right? And
Non-controversial.
it's safe.
Yeah.
But and so where is that bridge? Where is that divide between okay, here's a local band or a metal band that is doing, they do covers, they do originals, and they're able to play in casinos. Where is it that we're divided on?
You can't have that, and the reason why is it's a money thing. So
Well-
what they're doing, that's why there's a lot of cover. That's why it's all cover bands, is because, and you can't have it up, too loud either. Because I remember my dad talking about, they kept telling us to turn down.
Special at the Peppermill.
It's because they
Yeah.
want the people at the tables.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
live music is just an add-on.
Background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it's
an
just an
add-on.
addition,
Like here,
yeah.
we don't need to run a fucking jukebox.
You're not putting on a show.
Yeah, it's more like, all right, yeah, we need a live band, play a bunch of covers. We have you at the fucking lowest decibel fucking possible. If you start bringing it, if it's too loud, and you're starting to pull people away and looking at the band, they're gonna cut you fucking immediately and say,
Right.
you need to go.
Well,
at
they
this
come
now.
after me first.
Yeah.
Sound guy.
that sound guy.
The sound guy.
first.
Well, the sound guy.
You're the
yes,
one who's
first.
control.
Yeah, but
that's it.
I'm used to the sound guy going. All right, hey, time we had that fucking last week.
One good band though. I mean, Audio Box.
Audio Box played. Yeah, they played the Rumbullians
Yeah,
and
Brew Brothers all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I remember going
Mario
watching
lives right down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to
No shit.
his birthday party right down the street. His mom lives right down the street.
Oh no shit! Yeah, yeah. I used to go to them and watch them. It was more like they're not running around a bunch of tables though, so they're in an actual
they're in a
bar.
bar. Yeah, you're right.
And
you're
so
right.
it's more like playing at a venue. It's that
Yeah,
they're still
you're
playing
right.
covers, but they're getting fucking hammered. yeah, you're playing fucking Aerosmith, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Loving an elevator, that's fucking great. You know, that it's just more getting hammered than anything. If you're around any tables,
yeah.
So that's why I keep talking about,
the actual
like
gamble.
Atlantis. You know where the stage is at Atlantis.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Big plastic.
Yeah, but you know where it's at though. It's
Yeah,
right in front of
Good corner.
all the fucking tables. So if you're playing any louder than people could hear you in the back, they're gonna be like, man.
But you're still
fucking
stuffed
cut
in
that.
a corner.
You're cutting in a corner. Drummers that have the wall, the plastic wall where it dampens the sound.
I have one of those in my house.
Yeah.
You know what I use it for?
What?
My parrot.
Because that's all it's good for.
We have cats.
yeah,
we
that's
have
all
cats.
it's good for.
And we put the big plexi drum.
Yeah.
What do they call drum? Forgot what they call them. It's like a drum.
It's a drum, like a drum. I call it a drum wall. I call it the Great
you can
China
call it a
Drum
drum
Wall.
wall.
Yeah, drum wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works good for
What
parrot.
fucking cracked me
Keep-
up
keep-
though is
keep
the
those
drummers
cats
will be
out of the-
playing. The
Take
drummers
that,
will
hey,
be
go have
playing an
one of those.
electric drum set,
One of them
right? And they're
just
putting
a
up
couple
this
times
fucking
on the
wall.
I don't remember.
Right by you.
Oh yeah, well yeah. He did have one, but he wasn't using it for a parrot.
No. He was actually using it for his drum kit.
Well, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
he
Like,
was using it for its proper use. And
Yeah.
when we got the cats, that was my biggest thing. It was like, we have a parrot, babe. What the hell?
where the
man?
fuck
What
did
are we
this
gonna
come
do?
from?
You know, what
Saying fucking talks to
cats
us.
and parrot does not work. And I kind of saw the drum thing, drum wall or whatever the hell you want to call it. I forgot what a drum block or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, this is it. And I go to my wife, Michelle, and I said, hey, we got to get the drum block thing. And she's like,
no, you don't.
That's not for the parrot. You know, we're not buying a drum kit either. And I'm like, no, seriously, we're gonna use it for the parrot.
Yeah,
It worked out great.
really.
Yeah.
I called places. Nobody knew what to do. What would be the best answer to keep your cats away from a parrot?
Yeah,
The parrot places don't know.
yeah, right. Yeah.
And then I was like,
How many
this is
parrot
it. This is
places
the
are in
shit.
fucking Reno right now? I don't
One
know.
or
One.
two.
Yeah.
One or two.
One, you're like, there's a half of one.
Yeah.
There's.
We have parrots. Does
I know
that
we
count?
just took a complete U-turn.
Yeah, that was a
from
fucking
using- But yeah, drum block. Mm-hmm. It has multiple uses.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, it would crack me up when the guys wearing an electric kit and they got that fucking thing around them. It's like, what the
and
fuck
they
are
would
you
have
doing?
that.
Yeah, I know. and I'm like,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck are you doing?
Don't want to hear the tapping.
Yeah, I don't tapping. That's the only thing.
Yep.
I love the tapping. That's all I listen to, actually.
Nowadays.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it?
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
So, what is it about music that you guys love the most? What is it that drives you to do music?
That's all I've known.
The bitches.
The beaches. No, I mean it's what I've done most of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if I didn't do music.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well,
Fine.
and that's the thing is like, we have our lifestyles and we go, shit, once you discover it and you're like, oh man, that's the way to do it. And that's the way to, to live my life. And I love it. And it's my passion. And I just, it's driving me to that point of like, this is all I ever want to do. Right. And I can understand that. What about you, Tim? Like, is it one of those like, I do it because it's a hobby, or do you do it because it's?
When I came back from doing the jet skiing and came back into music, I realized it was a part of me. Like, I was a different person without playing.
Were you
I was
happier,
just
like,
Angry.
Not
Yeah, yeah.
complete.
Angry fight.
no.
I think not necessarily happier or sadder or whatever.
Right.
But when I started playing, it was kind of like I feel whole again.
Yeah.
I feel like myself again. I guess that's kind of how I felt. It was just kind of one of those things, I felt complete once I started playing. And then after that, it was like, I can't stop playing. I mean,
Right.
after Dark Carnival, it was like right into Wrathbane. After Wrathbane, right into Cyanate.
Yeah.
And Shannon, the guitar player for
Right.
Cyanate,
Yeah.
sang for
Yeah.
Wrathbane.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of a part of me. And then Scott, he's been playing in a bunch of bands, and yourself.
What?
Yes, imagine that.
We playing bands?
So I kind of started branching out a little bit, once I kind of, found a band that I thought I wanted to jam with and stuff, and then, kind of looking around more so with other bands and whatnot, and kind of going from there. But
yeah, I'm with that 100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
Well, everybody has their reason for doing it. And, we all have our experiences. We all have our influences. We all have all these things that come together that create that passion for the music. And so one thing that we did last week with Trent and with Josh is we created our Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I love that.
I want to make that as a thing.
Yeah, let's do that
for every show.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick your Mount Rushmore, your top 4 that either you love, or you're influenced by, that
band.
Yeah, it could be a band, it could be an artist. Who is your Mount Rushmore for music?
Let's go with Dimitri first. Go ahead, Dimitri.
He's like,
Tim?
it's not local, like
it could be
overall.
anything
Anything in general.
It could be local. It could be fucking nationwide. Whatever.
Well, I'm going to tell you at the very fucking pinnacle of that, it's going to be Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
Just always been a massive
The
Ozzy fan.
Prince of Darkness.
Prince of Darkness. I loved him in Black Sabbath, and I loved him even more in his own solo stuff. I thought it was heavier. I was like, this dude went from doom metal to
right.
I'm
with you 100%.
metal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Biting bats' heads off. and
Yeah,
stuff.
but he's super influential. Always like a front man, showman.
Whether it was
kinda
intentional
thing.
or not.
Just always been a massive influence. As I said earlier, John Mayung is definitely going to be out there as well. Especially when I was playing bass, I was like, this guy is fucking insane. There's he's like a guitarist, but on the bass, he's tapping, he's going all over, he's insane. I think Steel Panther has been very influential in not taking myself too seriously. Have fun with it,
Right.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
That's the fucking thing.
I
People
love that.
get too fucking serious about it. And
Yes.
it's like, you can tell if someone's too serious about it,
No.
they're not. Well, they might still be having fun, but
I've
it's
seen
not
it
fun
last
to
week.
everyone else.
It was crazy. Soulfly.
Yeah.
Guy was fucking losing his mind.
System of a Down again as a whole, super influential to getting me into heavier kind of music. And again, broken record going back again. Brandon Small. I mean, bridged. My love
Bridge that
for
gap,
animation, that kind of thing. Growing up learning English through SpongeBob to
Right.
death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Grocery store
Who'd've thought?
douchebag.
Douchebags.
Yeah.
Hey, douchebags.
Hey, Chief, this stuff Gordon soup?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's a
yes.
Murder face.
Yeah, murder face.
Yeah,
What about
no,
you?
that's a really really good murder face. There.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Your titties.
Share titties.
What about you, Tim?
Scott.
Yeah.
Scott.
No, really.
Yeah.
He's not even kidding about
Oh,
that.
no, I
Oh,
believe
yeah.
it.
On another level.
Oh, I know. I'm in most of his bands.
No, I mean, if I was gonna call out like Rushmore's, Zeppelin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
have my
Yeah, no
Zeppelin shirt.
Zeppelin.
Yeah. We had it on the first one that you're
Next
The
time.
whole time.
next time.
Zeppelin would be kind of, like a foundation.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to throw Rush in there.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
Rush. We've already mentioned him a bit. Trent Reznor,
Yeah.
Nine Inch
Oh,
Nails,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
100%.
and kind of not so metal, but really a huge influence. And I mean, I've actually, believe it or not, we're playing in a thrash metal band, and I've stolen licks from this guy. U2.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's
Now it's not a throat punch. I want to punch you in the face.
No, because that's the beauty about it is you take influences from bands. Just because you play metal doesn't
Yeah.
mean it has to be a metal player
Yeah.
No, I
that
agree. Yeah,
influences
100%.
you to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
what you do.
Yes.
And that's what I love about funk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it, and that's
You can't put
it's-
U2 in a
you
funk.
can
I'm
just
gonna-
shake.
I'm
your
gonna punch
fucking
you in the
ass and
throat.
you could- no, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I 100% back you on that one. I
right.
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I also wanted to bring up, so we had some comments too. So it says the first show Jolty played was actually with Dark Carnival with Determined.
Really?
So
now?
that was Jolty's first show.
Now?
Yeah.
Jolte.
Yeah, that was your first show here in the States, or your first show ever?
I need that because we tried to drink a shot, but my glass is empty.
Trying to take a shot, but the shot is empty.
Jolty, come over here to the microphone and explain that first show to us real
Was that
quick.
your first show ever?
Hey, get up and come over to the microphone here.
come
We're
here,
just trying to
Jolty.
get you in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Get in the camera. Yeah, I don't think
was
you're
that
in
your
camera.
first show
view.
ever?
No, I mean in Reno. In Reno, in Reno, my first show ever. Yeah, it was with you guys at Davidson, and that was the time when we do Determined, right? And that was our first show, and that was with you guys.
Yeah.
With Dark Carnival in Davidson's. Yeah, I never fucking forget that.
Yeah.
And I remember after that we have many shows together.
Oh, tons.
It's many
Even-
shows together. Yeah.
We even did Pat's memorial show together.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Jolty on here later also as well. It's
Jolty
gonna be a
is the
very
man
long
on the bass.
podcast.
Jolte.
So- Jolty's from Hungary. It's gonna be a long. He's gonna go eat right now. Actually,
He's gonna go eat.
yeah. But yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up since he put it in the chat. So Scott also put in Deep Purple and what is it? Loudness.
Yeah.
Loudness.
We went and saw Deep Purple. Yeah.
Oh,
We
I
saw-
forgot. Yeah, bring
we
it.
saw
So that
Deep
was Cow
Purple with,
Palace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cow Palace and Jafria, and I guess he tells me that Loudness opened. I don't remember. I even had Loudness Japanese albums and stuff that were not in English before.
Right. So it's a Japanese band then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They had. What was their big hit?
Rock and roll crazy.
Yeah,
Rock and Roll Crazy
now.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but what did he say? You guys, he was in Sacramento. He wasn't in fucking Sacramento.
Hello, Sacramento.
Hello, Sacramento.
Yeah.
We were in San
Harrow,
Francisco.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you were in San Francisco.
Now that was a hellacious drive back. We picked up my buddy in San Jose, and we came back to Reno, and they had Highway 80 closed. I mean, it was literally closed because
I'm gonna guess a snowstorm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big snowstorm.
Yeah.
And we got back on,
Uh-huh.
and we're driving, and I'm not sure what happened or why, but there was some van that was also on the highway with us that tried to run us off the road.
Yeah.
And literally, Scott was driving, and
Richard Ramirez.
my
I
buddy,
didn't have a license yet.
Yeah.
Mike Garnier, was hanging out the side of the car, pounding on their van because they were trying to run us off the road.
No shit.
It was crazy.
That's
And
ballsy.
we got off the road a couple of times because they would try to shut down the road again. They had
Yeah, right.
multiple stops.
Yeah, I'm
trying
sure.
to
Yeah.
force
You
us
got
off, and we
Calfac,
kept getting back on and
Yeah.
doing stupid shit as
Yep.
kids.
Yeah.
Pushed the car out of a ditch a couple times.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, I got
stuck
some
a
great
couple of
stories
times.
about that fucking journey.
We didn't even realize how dangerous that shit really is.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
It's like running Geiger Greg.
That was the beginning of drifting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You started that shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Oh, dude, you're like
It
famous.
wasn't Japanese. It was you.
Yeah.
Scott running fucking I-80. Snowstorm. This is drifting, bitches.
Well, thank you guys so
Yes,
much.
thank you very much
We
for
learned a
coming on.
lot, and we love the best part about this show is we get to meet and talk with people that we know or we don't know.
'Cause I've never
We get
met
to
you
learn.
before.
Yeah, we never met, but
Yeah.
What
we
is
get
this
to
again?
know a lot more about you guys and the passion and the history that comes along with your
Yes,
journey.
and
right? Because
that's my take.
that's
is
the
that,
beauty about what we do here.
Yeah.
And so we want to thank you guys so much for
you.
being on.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Obviously, there's so much more to talk about. We can't wait to have you guys on again.
Yeah, and
talk more
gonna
in
happen.
depth, and there's some more things that we would love to touch on.
Yeah.
But you know, we're pressed for time.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so
That's what it is.
obviously
Yes.
you guys are killer, and we touched on it earlier. You know, Tim, you're an incredible bass player.
Thank you.
Yes.
You have such energy that's hard to come by, and
Unmatched.
especially and you know,
Thank you.
for a man of your age, you're killing it, brother. You're
Thank
killing it.
What do you mean?
We
He's
love to watch
24.
it. He's 20,
Yes,
24 going
24.
on.
He's the youngest one in the band.
That's right. Yeah. It's like a mic over here on the bass player.
No, well, yeah, I'm still a baby.
Yeah.
So, but and then obviously, you know, Dimitri, you guys kill it. And I love watching you live.
100%.
And I love watching you
100%.
perform and be in front of crowds and what you guys provide the local music scene. And
You
what
make me sound
continue
good.
Yeah, you make Robert sound like
You
he
don't
knows
need
what
us
he's
to make
doing.
you sound good.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for being on
Thank you.
here.
Yes.
Thank you guys for so much joining the show, listening to the podcast. There are some upcoming shows.
Yes.
Okay, here in Reno. If you don't know, the Cellar Stage, they've got Wolf King with Frail Bobby, Drag Me Under, Noel, and Fresh to Dust, February 18th.
Yep.
That's tonight?
That is.
Wow, that's tonight.
That is tonight. That is tonight.
man.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
if you're not there, get your ass there.
Don't start
If you're not interested in that, we got also a goth dance party tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Barry,
Cellar door.
maybe
Stage.
be there.
We have Rock Karaoke coming February 24th.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you like to have your opportunity to shine, you want to
Yeah,
go
if you want to be a
listen
front man for a
Yep.
night,
Oh, dude, I want to be a
that's the
front
fucking
man.
one.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
We also got Jim Wilson playing bass on
Yep,
that.
our good friend Jim Wilson playing bass in the Rock Karaoke. So February 24th at the Cellar Stage. And then we also have Eddie's Subtitle with Just in Beaver.
Great name.
With Nick Ramirez. That's such a
Fucking
great name.
killer name, dude.
With Nick Ramirez, Travis Calvert at on February 25th at the Cellar Stage. And don't forget, we got Punk versus Metal with Cyanate.
Yes. So
Playing
we-
up at the American Legion in South Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, we play tomorrow.
About
tomorrow
24
night.
hours from now.
Yeah,
We're gonna
buddy.
be in South
So,
Lake Tahoe.
How about
if
that?
you're
Let's
looking
start
for
driving.
something to do, you got some dates. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Go see Cyanate. Go check out Dimitri and Tim
Yep.
and Robert and Scott.
And we'll all be
all
there.
these guys playing. You guys got to check them out. If you don't know about Cyanate, go check them out. Follow them on Facebook. All that good stuff. Reverb Nation. You guys have some music up there for listeners to listen to. And for those of you listening to this podcast, check us out. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Play or Apple Music. We're on everything.
Also,
Come find
we
us.
might be playing with Ginger as well. So if you
Fingers
everybody
crossed for
knows
Cyanate,
Ginger.
bro.
Thank
So
you.
get on there.
Good stuff planned.
April 21st.
Yep.
Ginger at the Virginia Street Brew House.
Yep. Possibly
Hopefully
with
Cyanate.
Yes. So
Yes.
get on there.
So vote. Go on there. Show some love. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys.